to sit there and say the only reason that she got it is to fill a black quota, that's a problem.
I mean, that is true, but with everything that was going on, could it be that was the reason? I mean, do we really think they went, you're really that much more skilled than our longtime face of...
Here's the thing. 100%. I could see it that way. Totally. 100%. The problem is you can't acknowledge that, though. The second you acknowledge that and you acknowledge it on the, well, not on the air, but, on camera somewhere, that's a problem.
I don't think we can acknowledge it. If it's my job, though, and it gets taken at the last second and there's not a real seemingly, well, let's just save it.
I don't think you'd say it. I really don't. I think you'd have a better sense of.
I might not, but I probably would to you guys.
You'd say
if one of you was recording,
you'd say it to us.
Probably.
Yes, but you wouldn't say that. That's my point.
If I was black, you would say the only reason I got to take your job is because I was black to me.
If I'm
wait, let's talk about it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Everyone's got notes.
Yeah. Let's just start with sports because I just want to fucking start talking about this now. Fuck it.
Good evening, everyone. The highlights of the news: traffic accident. Beaver County man is being held for murder.
What's going on, y'all? You're tuning in to the highest rated, most listened to podcast to ever grace the airwaves, and you're a better person for listening to us. All right, maybe not, but you're really going to enjoy it anyways. This is Made to Motivate podcast, and we'll be talking social media hot topics, pop culture news, the greatest in movies and music, and all things sports. Make sure you're following us on social media at Made to Motivate podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and you can watch the show on our YouTube. Thanks for tuning in, and with that being said, let's get this show started. What is going on, y'all? This is Made to Motivate podcast, season 4, episode 23. We are back from a hiatus. We've been hiatusing a lot lately. We just, it's summer. It's nice out. We got things going on, but we're back in the office, in the studio. This is your host, Ryan Weiss. I'm joined as always by Jesse Young from Sports Illustrated.
What's going on?
What's going on, sir?
Not much.
Christopher, the film freak Kessinger.
I chugged a wine bottle.
Ugh. Awful. How's it going?
It's very good. How are you?
Doing good. What is new and exciting? So we're back here, episode 23. We're nearing the close of season 4. We'll be kicking off season 5 in the next month or so. But what's new and exciting since our last show? We were off last week, right? I'm not misspoken.
Yep.
Yeah.
What do we have going on? I don't even remember why we weren't here last week, but we weren't. Jesse, what's new? What's going on?
Not much. Got a screen door put on.
Yeah.
Been dealing with a bunch of family funerals and stuff over the last couple of weeks, so it's nice to finally get back to living, I guess. Took a week off work and everything for that. Won my game in mini golf, which was fantastic.
Yeah, Jesse played really well.
You won one and lost one.
I won one and lost one, but the second one doesn't mean
coincidentally
anything. The second one didn't affect anything.
Here's the thing. He didn't lose to Tom, though, on that second one.
That's right.
He did technically.
No, that's not a loss. Just because Tom has to win that game.
Tom had a better score.
Tom has to win that game.
Hey, it is what it is. I'm still ranked 11th.
In the
Tomato,
stats,
tomato.
he lost to Rich. He didn't lose to Tom.
Yep. And I got fucked. I was storming back just like I did the other time.
Yeah.
And that fucking lighthouse, man. I just needed them to miss the lighthouse and for me to get the lighthouse like the first game.
Yep.
And I was going to be golden. And then as soon as I missed the lighthouse, I was like, well, I'm not going to fucking come back by being down 7 strokes with 2 holes left. So I got to go for broke on this. It's either win or lose here.
But you still shaved 3.
Yeah, I shaved a lot. I should have lost by 2, realistically, is what should have happened instead of fucking. I like that you kind of helped me out there, though, because if you look at the thing, it was what did you say? It was it was all of our strokes and mine looked similar. It looked like I only lost by 1 stroke, but then at the bottom it was 18 holes or 36 holes and theirs was 39.
38, yeah.
Whoops. I was like, yeah, Chris is looking out. But yeah, other than that, not doing much.
No.
That's what Ryan Bader said on one of those scorecards the other day. What was it? The one we were at Sluggers and Putters. He goes, "Oh, my 95's not so bad." I'm like, "Yeah, Alan and Matt played 41 holes."
Right.
So I'm like, there's a
big difference.
Little difference.
5 holes is a lot more strokes.
Yeah.
I mean, at minimum, you're looking at 10.
Yeah.
So, what about you, Chris? What's new and exciting since our 2-week hiatus break? whatever.
First of all, man, Suns
Yeah,
made it
buddy.
back to the NBA Finals for the first time since '93. I'm so psyched and pumped for this series.
Booker was like 3 years old the last time they were in the finals.
Booker wasn't born the
Or he
last
wasn't
time they were in
born.
the finals.
It was like 3 years
He was born in
before he was born or
'96.
something. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. No, but I think the only person on this team who was born was Jay Crowder, and he was like 3 or 4 years old.
Jeez.
CP too. How's that beer?
It's fantastic. I've been looking for this for 2 weeks since our last show.
Had kind of a bad day today, though. A couple of things. First
Oh.
off, like had a resident at work pass away who was real close to me, and that kind of sucked.
It's the Angels.
Yeah. And then unfortunately, even worse, I came home from work today and found out my mom has skin cancer. So yeah.
Jeez, man.
Yeah. So hopefully it's in the early stage though, and we catch it and go from there.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your turn.
Well, all right.
Life is good.
Good grief.
But hey, Suns.
Yeah. I don't know what's new. Honestly, why weren't we here last week? I don't remember.
I was doing memorial for my grandma. Fucker.
All right. So we had great news.
Thanks for topping me.
Great news. Yeah, so we were off last week. Jesse had a passing in his family. Chris has got some stuff going on in his family. I don't have anything awfully...
summer.
Yeah, geez.
You dick.
Goodness. Yeah, nothing too exciting on my end. I haven't had any mini golf. Oh,
3 weeks though. You better be ready.
yeah. Oh, 4th of July? You guys do anything for 4th of July? I went to my family's lake house, celebrated that. My birthday was yesterday. Baled hay with my brother out in the fucking blistering heat. But yeah, that's it. Lake was real nice to get up there and did fireworks and things. Did you guys do anything for the holiday?
We went over to Steph's parents first. Like we split the holiday. I ended up just helping her dad put together a grill because he waited until the last second thinking it would just be like snap, snap, snap.
Nope. Those things are a pain in the ass.
Dude, these are the worst instructions I've ever seen in my life. There's no like step by step. There were literally 5 steps.
It took me a
But
couple
each one
hours
showed like
to put my grill
multiple
together.
screws with different
Yep.
washers and different angles, and
It's
it
a
didn't tell you
fucking
any of this.
Grill, dude.
Took
It's
me
a
like
grill.
an hour and a half to do it.
Yep.
So I finally do it. When we get to the end, one of the fucking nuts was missing, but they gave me an extra wing nut, so that worked out.
Yeah.
Just tightened it up with that. And then by that point in time, I was like, well, we got to go because we got my
Jeez.
family to go to. So we went out to my aunt's house and shot off some fireworks there and ate and just kind of chilled out.
Chris, do you anything for the 4th?
It sounds pretty pathetic, but I actually caught myself a little buzz. I was on
Hey.
the porch watching fireworks. I downed 13 Stella Artois,
Jeez.
and I
you
felt
were having a good time.
I felt all right.
A little buzz.
Yeah, I mean, it's
There's a fireworks in the film freak.
apparently I'm drunk.
13.
Yeah, so I was just sitting there because I bought a 24 and then I had 13 left, and I was like, fuck it, let's go. So just
Might as well.
cracked one open after another, and I'm sitting there. By the time I got done, it was like 11 o'clock at night.
Jeez.
Like, yeah, I got to get up and go to work.
Oh fuck.
That's awful. Yeah, fireworks. They did the fireworks down the street Monday night. They did that like 3-way fucking Akron fireworks show. Where they had like
Yeah.
3 different places simultaneously or
Was it
whatever.
Patterson.
Patterson, and they did the airport fields, and then I don't know where the other one was. Did they
I think it
do
was at the
downtown
Arrows
Akron like
Stadium.
normal?
Yeah, they do it
down-
at the Arrows.
Oh, okay.
Or
Yeah.
Reberdette.
This is the first time they did it like that. It was a fucking.
No, they did it like that
clusterfuck.
last year for COVID too. That was the
Oh,
first
did
time
they?
they did it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was wild. So cool. That's it. Nothing super exciting. Want to start with sports? Let's get social.
Sports.
We're doing sports.
Doing sports. Don't hit the wrong buttons.
45-40, run, William, run! 20, 50!
Iguodala to Curry, back to Iguodala, up for the layup. Oh, blocked by James.
Not gonna say it today.
James with the
Today's your day.
This
Get your
is
sons.
locker room talk.
Thank you.
Get your son's call.
Appreciate that.
What's going on in the wide world of sports, Mr. Unk?
Well, so there's been a news story brought to my attention just before we started this that I was unaware of. Chris, do you want to give us the lowdown of this? Because I am not super well informed. I'm just catching up. So
Okay, so basically, ESPN analysts Rachel Nichols, a white woman, and Maria Taylor, a black woman, kind of got into a little bit of controversy over the past year, I should say, because this started in July of 2020. Rachel Nichols was caught with LeBron James' agent, I'm trying to think who else the other guy was. There were 3 people in this conversation, and she was caught on camera talking about Maria Taylor and the promotion that she just got to be the head of the finals, which was originally Rachel Nichols' job. So Maria got promoted, not Rachel. And Maria, as a result, gave some backlash out of the whole thing and said, well, you know, if they're doing it to fill a quota, ESPN's ridiculous quota of black anchors, then, you know, basically she was very upset and disappointed about that.
We got
that
exact
soundbite
quote right here.
Yeah, go for it.
Jesse, play that soundbite.
Boop, 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 boop. It's booping.
So they said to me, hey, instead of hosting the NBA Finals, like, why don't you do Doris's sideline reporter job for the NBA Finals? Because guess what that would clear the way for? For Maria to do the hosting for them. Yeah. So I have declined. I don't know what their next move is, but they are feeling pressure because of all of that. And I'm trying to figure out like how to just, you know, my thing is like, I wish Maria Taylor all the success in the world. She covers football, she covers basketball. If you need her to give her more things to do because you're feeling pressure about your like crappy long time record on diversity, which by the way, I myself like know personally from the female side of it, like go for it. Just, you know, find it somewhere else. Like you're not going to find it with me and taking my thing away.
Okay.
So we have
All of that.
we got some disagreements going so far. So, well, Chris, say what you think first.
Are we all?
Why do I have to start?
Okay, but are we all in agreement that what she said was obviously in reference to she only got the job because she's black and the diversity of
You can't debate that.
we agree with that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So with that being said, is she in the wrong for the way she feels and
Rachel
expressing
Nichols.
it? I don't know
Yeah,
the name.
the white lady, Rachel Nichols.
You don't know Rachel Nichols?
Oh, you guys are the sports guys. Do we know? Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'll look her up.
Saw her in person
She's pretty good.
up at Patterson. Tried to get her number. She didn't answer.
Jeez. Well, we know why she got her job then.
Malika Andrews, my girl.
Anyways, jokes aside, do we think that she is in the wrong for voicing for what she said? What are your guys' thoughts on that? I guess
Malika Andrews is taking over the finals. Just so you know.
I know. Yeah, that I posted about that today. I was like, I'm psyched about this.
Yeah, she's fine.
derailed. Can we get on topic?
Anyway,
Come
I
on.
don't.
Okay, so
Who's going?
I'll take the helm
All right,
first.
go
Okay.
ahead. Go ahead.
Yes, I think Rachel Nichols is in the wrong because first of all, by saying that, you know, they're filling a quota, you are diminishing Maria Taylor's skills. Now, I know there's that whole afterthought of, well, I wish her the best and all that, but all that is a no offense, but you, like if I say to you, Ryan, like no offense, but I'm a better golfer than you, or no offense, Ryan, but I have a better set of tools than you. Anything, you know, it doesn't take away from the offensive statement first.
Yeah.
People say that all the time. They go, no offense, but that doesn't take away from it. You still have diminished Maria Taylor's skills. And you said the only reason that she's gotten this job, or made evidence to the only reason she's gotten this job, is because of a quota, a shitty quota, quote.
Yeah.
To me, that was in the wrong. If you're upset at ESPN, that's fine. That's 100% fine. But you approach it from, I got my job taken from me. You never talk about Maria Taylor.
Yeah.
You say, I felt like I got screwed. Don't add on to that. Just say, I feel like I got screwed. I was promised to be in the NBA finals and I got it taken away from me. I'm upset about that. Leave it at that. You do not even have to bring up something like a quota and all this. I feel like it's unnecessary to the topic. It's unnecessary to the conversation, and it only opens you up for vulnerability.
Yeah. I kind of think it diminishes her integrity because even though she might be right, or it might be true that that's why they passed it off to her, I just think it makes her look bad.
Yeah.
In an interview to state that,
You let the press find that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, her job was taken, so now it looks like she's upset about it, and she's kind of throwing
Begrudging.
shade, like that's the only reason she got my job. Like I deserved it, but because of her color, they gave it to her. I don't know. I think it just makes her look bad as the one saying it because it's her job that got lost, you know, like it was out of anger or like she was upset, but she has the right to be upset if that's her job and she's been doing it for a long time. But I just want to be putting myself in that place in an interview to say, well, they gave her my job because of this.
And to piggyback what you said on the begrudging nature of that topic, she said even in the quote that, you know, if they want to do that, fine, but don't do it with me. Like, don't take it away from
You're not taking
from
my
me.
job.
It's okay if you do it to anybody else, but not me.
Yeah.
I just, like, it's definitely wrong. I'm not saying that because you are diminishing what she's doing, but like, I think she's right. I do think that's why she got that position. Like, Rachel Nichols is the top female sports person right now, I would argue. I'm one of the sports guys, and I didn't know who Maria Taylor was. Like, if this was Pam Oliver or Jamel Hill or like somebody else who was like a high level, you know that person when you see them, I might think that they just made a change. But like, I've never heard of this chick. We all know that in 2020, shit was crazy racially. It still is, but like, it's toned down from what it was last year. And I don't think Rachel Nichols is racist, for one thing. I know a lot of people online have probably saying that. I'm not saying you guys are, but like,
Yeah, that was never my topic anyway. I felt that she was just, like Ryan said, she was begrudging over losing something, and she was trying to diminish someone else's set of skills because of that.
I just think
that's where she's wrong.
I do think that she's better, though. I think that
but you don't know Maria Taylor.
I don't, and that's
so how can you say she's better?
Why don't I know her though? What she said, she covers football and basketball. I've never seen her remember
quota.
Her.
She doesn't get the chances to.
That could be the case, but there are other Black female sports analysts that I know when I see them every time.
But Pam Oliver's not signed to ESPN.
No, I know. Who's the one woman? I cannot think of her name.
Carrie Champion?
No,
she's another ESPN name.
Maybe all the women that I know aren't on ESPN.
Jamel
And maybe
Hill?
they do have. Jamel Hill's not ESPN.
Yeah, I know,
anymore,
but I was
think.
just saying. I was just trying to throw it out there.
Jamel Hill, but yeah, maybe that's what it is. Is maybe all of them are just on other networks that do have better numbers.
Yeah.
But if it legitimately, if it was her job and they told her it was her job, and then all of a sudden it gets taken during all of this political climate, I don't necessarily think that it's wrong to say, if you truly believe that that's why it is. I don't know. I don't, if it was me, I don't think it's right for me to comment and say that or for anybody else, but she's involved in the process. She's worked her way through all of this stuff. Like she said, like, she's a woman in this area. She's one of the few that, you know, she gets big time stuff. Rachel Nichols is huge. So for her to lose something that big very, very quickly, when all of that stuff starts going on, when all the protests were breaking out and, you know, racial just chaos in this country, I think that it's fair to say that that's why it happened. I mean, we joke all the time about how companies and corporations are like, oh yeah, we really care about the Black people, or like during Pride Month, like, oh yeah, we posted the meme, like, how you doing, fellow gays, and like all that other stuff.
Did this just happen?
Well, the comment was made in July of 2020, so a year ago.
But that got leaked recently.
So she lost her job covering the finals a year ago.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's not just recent.
But now she's lost it this year.
But people are finding out why now, and that's why it's starting to turn heads, and you know, it's starting to gain traction.
Okay.
And I agree with it. So here's the thing that I'll say, and Ryan and I talked about this weekend over a certain track star athlete. So I'm going to make this comparison that he made to me. Rachel Nichols is an employee of ESPN. So the buck stops at ESPN. They make all the decisions. They make everything that goes into it. It is up to them.
100%.
The thing is, you are probably 100% right that this is why that happened in the first place. It was probably because of this shitty quota in the first place. The problem, though, is that ESPN, for whatever reason they see fit, they can make that change.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. They can drop Rachel Nichols just because they don't like redheads.
Sure.
It's that simple.
But I don't think that it's wrong for her to be upset that they made that decision, because I don't doubt in my mind one bit that they did it so that they could be racially inclusive and more, you know, less, you know, not so Oscars so white. They don't want to be ESPN so white. Like, when all that stuff was going on, they're going, okay, we need to get a nice Black representative for the basketball games, and it's going to look good. People aren't going to question us. It'll go great with all of our commercials that we're putting out. And I think that that's just media. I think that that's, you know, I don't know if that's right or wrong, whether or not it's entertainment. It's not about necessarily who's the best at it, but I just don't think that it's wrong for her to be upset about losing such a huge gig when we all know that's probably why it is, whether she's skilled or not.
I don't necessarily think she's wrong. I don't think she's wrong for being upset by any means. I just think it's a very fine line you have to be careful with in stating that she got it because of this.
That is exactly what I was going to say.
I think she has the full right to be upset. Yes. If any of us lost a big time gig we enjoy,
Absolutely.
we're going to be upset about it, and we're going to voice that we're upset about it. I just think that I just think it's an area where she's just got to be careful in the way it's addressed, because now this is, how the media is.
Yeah.
And it's being twisted to make it seem like she's saying she only got it because of that, like in her opinion. And that's very well possibly why she got it. But I don't know. I think it comes back on her more than anything.
And especially, and perfectly said, by the way, you said everything that I was about to. The thing is, with media captivation and the way they frame every argument, every article, it's always, Rachel Nichols, a white woman, Maria Taylor, a black woman. So that's there's already an agenda before the article is even started.
Sure.
So with things like that, like Ryan said, you have to be careful, because any little thing will play into that argument, even if you didn't mean to. And I'm with you. I don't think Rachel Nichols is racist. I don't believe that at all in my heart. And hearing from Kendrick Perkins, her co-stars, and Jay Williams, people like that, they even backed her up in following days. Richard Jefferson did the same too.
Yeah.
So I don't believe it either. The only thing I say is that when you are fighting for yourself, you cannot tear others down.
Yeah.
And that's the thing I would say to anybody, to you, to Ryan, anybody. I'd say fight for your right, fight for your worth,
To party.
but don't tear anybody else down.
My thing is I think the whole situation is stupid. I think when it comes down to, I think a lot of these things have really positive intentions, but they don't ever turn out the way that they're supposed to.
Oh no.
This is just like the Rooney Rule in the NFL. You got to go and interview at least one minority to cover your quota, and maybe they'll get a job. And then anytime that a black coach gets hired, you've always got somebody in the comments, fans or something, that are going, sorry, got beer burps.
Jeez.
Forgot you chugged one at the intro.
Freaking, but there's always fans who are like, oh, he only got hired for the Rooney Rule. And then you diminish great coaches like Mike Tomlin.
Yeah.
But then if somebody does get hired as like a special teams coach or something to appease the rule, and you do lose out on a good coach because of it, regardless of what their color is, I don't think that that's right either.
And we've talked about that before. We both don't support that Rooney Rule.
Right. And this is the same thing. I think if that's really the reason, let's just say Rachel Nichols is completely right. And that is exactly what happened. And they said, everything's, going to shit. We need a black person on this show. Sorry, Rachel. You'll get the next one. You're good at what you do. You'll go next year. And they took it from her. It's not fair to Rachel Nichols, who does put in the work and works hard. I think that's degrading to, what's her name?
Maria Taylor.
I think that she, knowing you're getting the job, maybe she doesn't know it. Maybe she thinks that she's got an opportunity. But if that is the case, then that's disrespectful to her too, because you're just being gifted it. You haven't really worked for it. And I think that the intention is there, and it's a positive thing. And there should be more diversity in the media that we watch and everything. But I also don't want it just handed to me.
To the point of the coach thing, though, is okay. So if you had two coaches interviewing for a head coach job, one black and one white, and the black guy got it, and the white coach who didn't get it in an interview said, well, he only got it because he was black, would you look negatively upon that other coach?
You got to look at the surrounding circumstances. If they came
would
in,
he be in any better? Would he?
If
be in
they
a
came in
different
and they
position than
offered him a
her?
contract and they said, hey, fly in tomorrow and we're going to get it. And then George Floyd happens and all this shit goes crazy. And then they decide to hire Mike Tomlin instead. I might think that was the case.
But I'm not saying that it's not happening. We know that there are quotas, and we know that they've put things in place to align and be more supportive of minority culture in different jobs.
Yeah.
But what if you take her situation and you take that situation, would that coach be in any different right or wrong than her? Would you look at that different than her?
I think if you just had the baseline thing, then he would be more wrong. I think that because of her body of work, because of her already being under contract, because of the timing of it, I do think that she's justified in her anger. She didn't publicly say this. It got recorded on a phone.
Yeah.
It'd be no different than if we were a huge podcast that millions of people listen to, and then all of a sudden you brought in some black analyst and all of a sudden he took, my spot. Well, I'm Jesse from Sports Illustrated from episode 1. Why the fuck would I lose my spot now? Right. But if there's pressure, 3 white guys on a podcast and we're getting national thing and you guys don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You shouldn't even be talking about black athletes, blah, 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 blah. And then we bring in a black guy to talk sports. I'd be pissed.
But I think to combat that theory that you said about ESPN made this move purely on what Rachel said, like she might actually be right in her justification. To me, let's look at the alternate side of that. Maybe, just maybe, ESPN made this move because they look at viewers like you who are hardcore sports fans and they go, look, a big general consensus of our watchers and listeners, they don't know who Maria Taylor is.
Yeah.
Maybe it's time we show the world who Maria Taylor is.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's always that possibility. You could go either way. Now, am I saying that, you know, your theory is wrong? Probably not. Odds are no. They probably made that move because of what Rachel Nichols said in the first place. But like I said, and I feel like I'm going over the same thing over and over again. I feel like when you deconstruct another analyst, especially a black one in these sensitive times, it does not look good for you. Either way you slice it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it just comes down to the fact that she lost her job. And then coming out and saying it just makes her look like she's just pissed off because a colored person got her job and they only got it because of that.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like she's trying to defend the fact that she lost her role. So she's going to undermine it and just make it look like, well, they only got it because of this. It's not because they're better than me. And that's how I read it. I'm not saying that's what she means.
Yeah.
But in the context, that's just how it seems like it's coming out.
And my thing is, I'm Rachel Nichols. So look, if they screwed me over for a job, I'd say go fuck yourself, and I'll go to Fox Sports or I'll go to Fox and I'll own your network by the time it's done.
I don't know. I just think that, for one, like as a viewer, it doesn't matter to me. The people are going to make this a much bigger deal and act like it actually like changes what you're watching.
Yeah.
Rachel Nichols is very good at her job, but nobody watches the NBA finals for the hosting at all.
Well, I do now.
Right. Exactly. And, but
Malika Andrews,
like, I'd be upset if it was Doris Burke because she actually brings something to the game for me. But like, other than that, like there's not, it's just meh. I don't really care. Like Rachel Nichols asks a couple of good questions on the sideline. She has a little pre-hosting thing. That's all her job is during the finals. So it's not a big deal. People are going to make it out to be a bigger deal than it is. I don't think that she should be drugged through the mud. I've seen it's pretty much a 50-50 split. A lot of people are, you know, it's the super racist people that are, you know, trashing ESPN for doing this. And everybody else just seems to be like, well, you know, whatever. So
it doesn't seem like they are because she's maintained her host as the jump. So, and that's a pretty big NBA pre-show.
And nobody's going to take Rachel Nichols off the air for this. It's not like she didn't say anything racist. No. She just said what she felt was the reason. And, you know, like you said, it doesn't look good. You have to be more careful. And I understand that. And I get that, but I don't necessarily think that she's wrong for saying it either. If that's truly what she believes and the evidence seems to point to that being the case, I don't think that it's wrong to say that. If it was just,
as long as you're willing to ride with the consequences.
Yeah. And that's the thing. And like, and I think that, you know, I don't like that people are recording conversations and shit. I think that that's super shady. I don't know who released the footage.
That's kind of where it leads me to believe though, why did they feel the need to do so? Like what was going on or what, you know, you're not just always sitting there recording someone. So I don't know,
man. Paparazzi world. Rachel Nichols is a big name.
But what type, where was the situation? Like what was the setting that this was recorded in?
It said that it was a ESPN reporter, the
Rich Paul, who is LeBron's agent,
and that was it. And it was those guys. So
yeah, but
ESPN reporter, though, I mean, you have no idea.
There's rumors that it was leaked for Maria Taylor. Like that's what there's a lot of rumors going on right now that Maria Taylor was the one that, you know, leaked it some inadvertent way to gain advantage.
When you're going to record it, when you're recording something, it's usually for one of two reasons. One, because you're going to publicly want to record it and share it.
Sure.
Like a show, or you're doing it secretive because you know that there's something going on that you want to hopefully capture.
Yeah.
So it just kind of seems, the setting seems odd, and the way it's recorded, that's like hidden in a pocket. It's not very clear. Like they weren't in her face. It was secretive.
Well, that's the thing.
Which kind of means that there seems like there was a motive there.
Shady
and
intentions.
Even the quote that she says, like, it's not that black bitch took my fucking spot or anything.
Right.
Like she said, like, power to her. You know, she can, you know, if they feel like they got to do this because of this reason,
right,
that's fine. But don't take it from me.
Yeah.
And like, she seemed really salty is what it was, but it doesn't seem like it's actually racially driven. It just seems like she realizes that it was a racial decision.
Yeah. In that defense, I agree with that, because that's the only thing I think in her favor is that was all within one sitting. She didn't come out and say that after she got caught.
Yeah.
It was all within the same conversation. Hey, you know, like you said, like,
yeah,
I applaud her. She's good at what she does, whatever. But I think they took my job away because of this. That does kind of make sense.
And when the conversation starts,
sentiment.
Yeah. When the conversation starts, you can tell it's awkward already too. Because she's like, well, what do you think that opens up for? And you hear, I don't know whose voice it is, but he's like, for her to get a full-time position, and that's them being careful.
Yeah.
And she's like, to host the NBA, and if they got to do that for that, and then she rambles. But I mean, she was probably pissed. She was probably ranting.
Yeah.
And somebody said, hey, this is Rachel Nichols. Maybe I can get a leg up. Maybe I can, whatever. Maybe they're just a dick and they don't like her.
See, and even
But-
as an analyst, you are a celebrity. You have to pretend like
Mhm.
you are being recorded at all times.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I don't know. I don't think that she should be I don't think she should be reprimanded for it.
I don't think she's going to. I just think
No.
she's not going to get the finals gig. That's all.
Yeah.
Well, they already took it, right?
They took it
Yeah.
this year, they took it last year, and
Yeah.
she probably won't get it next year because of this, which I don't necessarily think is fair, but it is what it is. You get caught saying some things that piss off the public.
Yep.
You're in a public enterprise, and if the public doesn't want to see you, then you're gonna go with the hot hand and whatever
Yeah.
seems best for your
I don't think they can
entertainment
go
agency.
back on it at this point and give it to her after those comments and it not look bad one way or another.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just not. It's not possible.
They can't. They literally can't do it now. Their hand is so forced that the public is, fighting back against Rachel Nichols. That if you put her on TV, it would have a negative effect to your network and your ratings and everything.
Right. All right. Well, that was the hot breaking news that we brought to Jesse's attention just before the show.
Yeah, had no idea.
So,
Very opinionated in 30 seconds. but-
yeah. What else is going on in sports?
Well, since we're talking basketball and finals.
No, quickly.
Whoa, look
Sorry.
at that.
Sorry to cut you off. Chris brought up something else that we talked about with the track star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not on your list.
Yeah, because that was last week's news. We didn't talk.
So I don't know the name. We don't know.
It's
The female
Shanique, is it?
the female track
Shakar?
star who was going to run run for USA in the Olympics, and it was a big thing over she
Shakari
lost-
Richardson.
Yeah, Shakari Richardson. She lost a family member, her mom, I think maybe.
Yeah, mom.
And in mourning or whatever, she smoked some weed. She got drug tested. They initially drug her through the mud and said it was like steroids or something, and it ended up being that she had smoked marijuana, and it was this big thing that she could no longer run. in
She
the
lost her
Olympics.
spot.
She lost her spot in the Olympics. So me and Chris were talking this weekend about it just in conversation and whether we agree with it or don't agree with it. And my whole thing was, I think it sucks. I think that her being banned for smoking weed is stupid.
Mhm.
But to that same token is, you're about to be in the Olympics. You're going to get drug tested. That that's not allowed, and you did it. The consequence of that. That you're most likely going to lose your spot. It's no different than when the football players get caught and they get suspended. Who was it? Cribbs or whatever, who had an issue all the
Never
time.
Josh Cribbs.
But
Josh
that-
Cribbs
who
would
was it?
never. It
We
was
can
Josh
even-
Gordon.
You could say that Denver dude too, like the guy. That,
Yeah. So it happens all the time. I'm not saying that it's
Ricky
right.
Williams lost his career over it.
Oh God.
But-
yeah. How did I forget that one?
My whole thing is if you're about to run and dominate all these, she's going to destroy everyone.
Yeah,
like this chick
she's
is
really good.
unreal. She would go to the Olympics, get a gold medal, just dominate, have a very good career ahead of her. I know she was going through something very hard, but to me, it's just like, think about what you're throwing away. I guess my thing is, I don't understand the defense of it. I'm not agreeing, but again, you just know what you're getting yourself into and the consequence of what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So where do we justify, or do we say, well, we're going to let her through? What does that allow in the future? Or what does that allow? I guess what message are you sending at that point? If we know that you can't continue to run and you did it, what do we do?
So
what is the right thing at that point?
So when Ryan and I were talking, my stance was kind of more defensive for the runner. I feel like I was supporting her just because I understand, grief and how it paralyzes someone, and your actions, you're literally somebody else, when you lose the most important person in your life. To me, like, our opinions though were closer than you think they were. To me, I feel like she broke this rule, which is an Olympic rule. So yes, absolutely, she's going to be reprimanded. It sucks. It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But that's, it is the way it is. It's already pre-established. It's been that way for 100 years or however long the Olympics has gone on for.
Yeah.
My problem with this whole thing is in the drug itself, is that weed gets an unfair connotation when it comes to sports as a whole. To me, weed is nothing that enhances your game. It doesn't decrease your game. It has been proven for years and years and years. And I feel like it is an unfair rule that needs to be taken out of not only running in the Olympics, but also in the NFL. That's why when you brought up the NFL guy, I said, yeah, I don't agree with it there either. I feel like it's bullshit. there's an unfair stereotype when it comes to weed, specifically weed.
Yeah.
They compare it to everything, cocaine, to heroin, everything. Everything is the same thing. It's not.
Yeah.
Weed has been proven to be the safest drug possible. If you're going to take one, take that.
I don't agree with it. I think it is silly, but at the end of the day, if you know that you can't do it and you've signed a contract knowing that if you do it, that you are not able to compete, you can't fight it, I guess. You can't argue it. I mean, you say, you know what? I made a mistake. Like she said, I'm only human, and you accept the consequence. You can't fight to still perform or compete when you know what you did was against the rules of your contract.
Well, she's not fighting. It's the people that are fighting for her.
Right.
I don't think she really cares. She's at this point where it's like, look, I'm going to be back. I'm that damn good. It's going to happen.
She's been very accepting of the consequences.
And that's where I said, I'm just more sad about it. I'm just sad because I know how talented she is and how well she would have done. And it just sucks that it got thrown away over something so silly.
Sure.
But
I can't speak for her.
You can't.
The thing is, I've told everybody, like, when my mom goes, it's going to be a dark day for me too. And I don't know what's going to happen.
You losing a parent no one's ever going to know how they're going to handle that. And the people that are defending her, again, what is your defense? What is your statement in defense? Because you can't fight what she did. You can say, I understand what she was going through and I understand why she did what she did, but you can't defend or fight for her to still be able to perform when she knew she did something that she would void her contract or void her performance.
The only reason why I think that it's an unarguable thing is because it's a world Olympic event, and a lot of the world does not view weed the way that we do in America. America is starting to make that turning point where we are no longer demonizing it. We're no longer, looking at it the way that we used to even 10 years ago.
20 years from now, we're all going to be laughing at this kind of shit.
20 years from now, we will be sold in corner stores. Yeah. I don't think that it's a PED. I don't think that it's unfair for her to do it.
Nope.
I think that I understand because she was grieving that she might have let this lapse, but it is not hard to pass a piss test for weed, even an Olympic one. NFL athletes and all these other guys do it. Michael Phelps did it. That dude smokes weed. Like,
so
you can
do you
get
think
past
she was
these
targeted?
tests. I don't think she was targeted. I think
people are making a point that she was targeted because of how good she is and because of her being a old black woman, that's why they're holding her accountable.
I don't think that she was targeted. I think that
the best runners have been black traditionally over the last probably 20 years.
I'm just trying to find out the defense mechanism that people have in place, because people are trying to fight this. And I don't you can be upset for her.
Yeah.
And you can say, hey, I think it's wrong because weed is going to be legal, and it's legal in a lot of places. But people are fighting so hard to make a point for her. And I'm like, just accept what she did was wrong. She has the opportunity to come back at a later time and perform again. And it is what it is.
And that's the thing, is people are just mad about the rules is all that it is. Just like they are with the NFL and with anything else,
I've just seen a lot of people using that targeting thing.
Like, no. Yeah. And I don't think she was targeted. She was not targeted to try to get her out of the Olympics or anything like that. It just is what it is.
Yeah. That's my sentiment.
When it's coming. She was going through something terrible. She either didn't care or it slipped her brain, and there she was, it just sucks, but ultimately she will be back. She's going to be great. I mean, it just is what it is. I mean, Michael Phelps went through the exact same thing. He was demonized for him smoking weed. People forget about it now because they don't think it's that big of a deal, but he got drugged through the mud.
Yeah.
And this is going to be the exact same thing. I think this just kind of shows more people are on her side than they were on Phelps. A lot of people were really disappointed in Phelps. Nobody's disappointed in her.
No.
There's either people going, well, fuck her, she knew the rules, or there are people going, no, this was bullshit and she should be allowed to run. But nobody is like, I can't believe she did that.
Yeah.
Phelps,
by the way,
were like,
I do not belong either of Jesse's two sides. I am not saying fuck her, she knew the rules. By any means.
Fuck her, I know the rules.
We know that. No,
I'm just saying it sucks, but the consequence. It doesn't matter who you are, white, black, male, female, what you did. The Olympics is a big stage. They don't fuck around when it comes to rules. And you broke one of them and you don't get to perform. It sucks, and it is what it is.
My closing statement is I just think it's a bullshit rule. Like, it's a rule. It is, but there's nothing I can argue about that. But the thing is, it's just a bullshit rule. And in 20 years from now, when weed dispensaries are hosting the Olympics, it's going to be a different story because they got their hand in the cookie jar.
Right.
And if it costs us a gold, we're going to be real fucking salty then. And you know what? People will blame her, and that'll be bullshit too.
Yeah. What else you got?
Oh, man. So these NBA finals.
Your segue now, it's ruined.
I know. It was a perfect little lead in, and now it's like track in the Olympics. How do we get back to the NBA now?
It was a big deal.
We're just going to fucking jump there. We're going back to the NBA. No more race talk over here. We're talking Phoenix Suns, Milwaukee Bucks, baby. Christopher, are your boys going to get it done?
I think so.
You said originally in 6, but now.
No, I said 7.
You said 7?
I was always 7. Yeah.
7?
Yeah.
Even now with Giannis being doubtful.
Because I saw Giannis playing in this series. So like when they were talking about Giannis against the Hawks, it was, he was going to come back in game 7. They said if he's needed, they're going to send him in game 7 against the Hawks. So I'm like, well, that's theoretically game 1 for the Sun series. So I'm like, he's going to come back then. So I've always expected Giannis is going to play. Whether he does or not, doesn't matter.
He's doubtful. I don't think he's playing tonight.
No, he got moved up to questionable like 2 hours ago. So
I don't think he's playing.
And here's the thing.
Wait, what's the difference between questionable and doubtful?
Doubtful is
means you're probably not.
Really no way you're going to play this game. Like we severely doubt that you're going in there. Questionable is there is a chance.
Questioning that you're
questionable is like a coin flip. You don't know either way. Doubtful is like he's probably not playing.
These are actual terms that they use. Yeah. Questionable or doubtful.
So
you're either probable,
it's silly.
You're either active, probable, questionable, doubtful, or out.
Yeah. So there you go.
You're gonna play or you're not gonna play.
My perception of this series is that it's going to be very close. These two teams played twice during the regular season. The Suns won both games by a point, 1 point each game, with Giannis playing in both games. Drew Holiday was out of one game. So my perception of both teams is that they're actually very close. I don't think you could have had a more even finals between any two teams this year than the Bucks and the Suns.
Really?
I know a lot of people aren't giving the Bucks credit, yourself included. Chris Middleton is a hell of a fucking
I love
scorer. Chris
Middleton.
I think honestly, Giannis is the best player they have, but to me, I think Chris Middleton is the heart of that team, and Drew Holiday has even been quoted as saying so. The Suns, I feel like they win at every position minus the Jay Crowder versus Giannis matchup. That's the only one where I think the Bucks have it, and overwhelmingly so.
Yeah. But
to me, very rarely in the NBA, it seems these days, does the right team win. It always seems like it's a superstar or two. It's never the team that has the best overwhelming team. Like you look at Detroit, they were the rare case back in 2005, I think it was, when they beat the Lakers.
Man, that was a hell of a team.
Yeah. But there was no superstar on that team. It was a bunch of
Ben Wallace is a superstar. He does not get his credit. Ben Wallace is one of the greatest players of all time.
He's
and should be in the Hall of Fame.
There's two differences between a hell of a player and a superstar. He's not a superstar. He's a hell of a player.
Just like questionable or probable, Jesse.
So I look at the Suns as those Pistons, basically. I look at it as like, okay, you do have a CP3, you do have a Devin Booker who will be a star someday, but he's not really that now.
Yeah, he's not there yet. This would be his step into.
Yep. Yeah.
I agree with that.
So to me, I look at this series and I go, okay, I think it's going to be pretty even. I think both teams are going to take one from the opposing floor. I feel like the Bucks are going to take game 2, and I feel like the Suns are going to take game 4. It's going to be 2-2 going back to Phoenix in game 5. And that's when things are going to get interesting. We're going to find out how good these Suns are in desperation when that momentum has finally shifted all the way. It went there a little bit with the Clippers series, but then they took that game 4 and they said, we're going up 3-1. This is it.
Wow.
What are your guys' predictions? I'm going win, loss, win, loss, win.
For the Suns,
Phoenix.
Okay, so for you, it's what, 6 that was?
Mm-hmm. Win, loss, win, loss, win.
Suns and 6.
I told you that I was leaning towards Suns and 5.
Yeah, and
I'm going Suns and 5.
Wow.
I think they're going to go 2-1, and then they will take 2 in a row after that. Okay. I think it's just going to be. I think that they're the better team. I think that Giannis, whether he comes back or not, will be hobbled by his injury.
I want to talk about that too.
And I don't think less than 100% Giannis can get it done, because I think even if he was 100%, you have a hell of a series on your hands. Mm-hmm. If they went 6, I think I would be able to okay that, but if it goes 7, I will be shocked. And if it goes 7, I don't think that the Suns win, because that to me means that they are not fully in it, mm-hmm. which I don't believe that I think that they are. Mm-hmm. So I think that it is Suns and 5. I think that they can taste it. I think Chris Paul really wants this. And I think that they're gonna destroy them tonight and moving forward.
Bucks fans have been waiting a long time for this since '74, but to me, no team would benefit an NBA championship more than the Phoenix Suns. I'm sorry. As far as what it means to the city, maybe Sacramento is the argument, but like to me.
And what it means for the NBA.
Yeah.
I mean, the Suns, nobody gives a shit about the Bucks. I mean, come on. Milwaukee, nobody cares. Like,
it's a Green Bay town. It's the Packers.
Right. But at least the Packers have the history behind them.
Right.
You know, like if the Packers win, it's good for the NBA because they're historic. Milwaukee is the market of Green Bay with the fanship of the Rams. Like nobody gives a shit. If the Suns win, you've still got people like you who grew up watching Barkley, who loved that team. It's a team that is, you know, a lot of people recognize. You see the Suns and you think that's the NBA. You see the Bucks and you're just like, that's that shitty team in the NBA. Even now when they're good, nobody thinks about the Bucks. It's just not good for the NBA.
You just wait for them to blow it.
It's like if the Knicks won, it's great for the NBA. I don't want the Bucks to win. I like Giannis a lot. I could care less about a lot of the other people on that team. I think Booker's great. I really want Chris Paul to get a ring because that dude deserves it more than a lot of people in this league.
Agreed.
He's up there with the greatest point guards of all time.
Yeah.
And he does not get his due because he doesn't win. He's the Drew Brees of the NBA, and this will be his one ring that he gets.
To piggyback what you said, it's definitely more urgent for Phoenix to win. I feel like Milwaukee's going to be good for a few years because they've got Middleton signed for another 2. They've got Giannis now for the long term after he re-signed this year. They're going to be good for a while.
Yeah.
Giannis is only 26 years old. He has plenty of years ahead of him. Chris Paul will never have another shot like this ever again.
What's your win-loss prediction? Do you have something?
Yeah, Suns in 7.
What about win, loss, win, loss?
Game 1 Suns, game 2 Bucks, game 3 Bucks, game 4 Suns, game 5 Suns, game 6 Bucks, game 7 Suns.
You guys see this?
Cotton candy?
I'm eating Giannis Antetokounmpo because he's soft as cotton candy.
So I want to talk about Giannis too. So Giannis did get upgraded to questionable today, and it feels like they're trying to rush him back in. The typical injury from a hyperextension of a knee is at least 2 weeks. You were supposed to sit out. He has had this for 1 week now. So they are rushing him back almost a week too early. In my opinion, this reeks of Kevin Durant in the finals from 3 years ago when he broke his leg and they lost to Toronto. So in my opinion, this is not a good move for Milwaukee. I understand the urgency that they feel like they have to win, but look, the first 2 games are in Phoenix. Not many people expect you to win those games anyway. If you're down 0-2 going to Milwaukee, you can still steal the momentum with wins at home. And I feel like if they do that and they run the course, they get Giannis healthy by game 3, he's going to be a lot better than he will coming back in tonight.
You go down 2-0 in the finals, though, you're statistically, you are not going to win that series.
But they have 3 of the next 4 games are at home at that point. So it's like you can still tie this thing at 3-3, just protect your home floor. Yep. To me, sending Giannis out there is a bad move. And I'll tell you why. If I'm the coach of the Suns, and this isn't just me being a Suns homer, this is me being a coach. If I'm a coach in the NBA playing that team, I'm saying aim for that guy every chance you get. I'm not saying take his leg out. I'm saying run circles around him.
Because care again, that bitch.
Well, the typical hyperextension of a knee is that you're fine going forward and back. You're not good side to side. So if I'm him, I'm sending in Cameron Payne, the fastest player on our team, and I'm going run circles around that son of a bitch until he's tired. Let them regret this decision that they put this guy back in early.
I agree with that. I think that I don't think he's playing tonight. I think he'll play in the next game. I think that will be too early.
Yeah, it's still a few days.
Yep. I think that'll be too early. I don't think he's going to be 100%. I don't know if he gets like a major injury or anything, but I mean, Giannis wants this too. Because if he wins this, he's got, at the age of 26, an MVP. He's got, does he have a defensive player of the year? I don't think he has a defensive player of the year. But he'll have 2 major awards before he's even 27 years old. That's huge.
LeBron won at 27.
And you got to think, Giannis wasn't good his entire career. His first 3 years, Giannis was terrible. He grew into the player that he is. So really, he's done this in a very short amount of time. The dude could take over the league. He wants to get that ring now. He's got the window. We said that he's got an open window and it's going to last a little bit longer. But in his eyes, I got to get this thing right now when I can. Let's go get it. It's not going to work out for him.
The big question for me, if I'm a Bucks fan, is that how do we guard DeAndre Ayton? We have Brooke Lopez. is not guarding DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah.
Okay. So who do we step up then? And normally you would say Giannis. Take Giannis in there and let him go against him. But the problem is Giannis is not 100%. So again, who do you get to guard the big man? I see a lot of people are saying Chris Paul and Devin Booker for the MVP of this series. I wouldn't be surprised if DeAndre Ayton steals it. Because to me, I feel like this reeks of the kind of games that he loves to get those double doubles like 20 and 12.
Yeah.
You know, he's known for this, and that's usually what puts them over the tipping mark. That's why I think I can't go against the Suns. You know, I was doubtful in the Clippers series, obviously, but to me, I'm sticking with them on this one. I can't see them losing this series.
I think that I like what you said about Ayton. I think that that'll be a big strategy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he'll get finals MVP no matter what he does, unless he like pulls like a
because it's Paul's
mid 2000s Shaq. The story is Chris Paul's.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Paul came to this team and set them over the edge. I think it's going to be Chris Paul no matter what.
Give it to Dario Saric as long as we win the fucking thing. I don't care who wins.
And maybe get an Andre Iguodala weird ass at finals MVP type of situation where
Yeah.
Ayton goes out and he can do it, but
That's true.
it should be Chris Paul's going into it.
Suns in 6.
Suns 6 for you. It was 7 for me, and it was 5 for you.
5 for me. I'm
Okay.
going to stick with my 5.
We'll see what happens tonight.
I hope Jesse's right. Let me just say that.
Yeah.
I hope one of the 3 of us is right,
Mhm.
and that they just win. However, that many games that takes. Let's just hope that they win it all.
Yeah.
So I forgot to tell you guys in my little update of things that I did. I went and saw the young GOAT play at St. Vincent St. Mary High
Oh
School.
yeah,
Little LeBron James Jr.
Bronny, right?
Bronny.
Okay.
He played at St. V, his dad's alma mater.
This is his Canyon, whatever team, Sierra Canyon or
Yeah.
whatever.
This is his Strive for Greatness team. I don't know what
yeah,
the.
but they play the St. V from
Yeah.
California.
No, they didn't play against St. V. It was
Oh.
a tournament being held at St. V.
But you can do that. That's what happened with St. V, though. They played teams around the country because they wanted
Yeah,
a
'cause they
national
got so big.
ranking instead of
Yeah.
a local
Yeah.
one.
So
So
I'm not
weird.
like a huge high school basketball person. I work with a guy whose son is like phenomenal. Like his name is what is his name? Drayon. I don't know. I've never met him.
He's good at basketball.
Cementing his legacy. I don't know his name.
Yeah, I have to look it up. I'm
Basketball
drinking over
player.
here, whatever.
He's got one hand on a beer, another one in a cotton candy bowl.
Yeah, I'm kicking it, man. This is a good time. No, but I went and I took my nephew. He's all about that shit. Like he wants to play professional basketball one day. He watches all the videos on YouTube, like blah, blah, blah. And we're sitting there. We stood outside. We got there about an hour early. We thought they were going to open up like half an hour early before the event started. Right at the event.
Yeah,
I was pissed.
Wow, really?
Yeah. But we're sitting there
Safety measures.
and he's like, oh my God, that's so-and-so cup. That's so-and-so this person, so-and-so this person. I'm like,
High school player.
I'm like, who's this cup guy? He's like, he's the white Kyrie, Uncle Jesse. Like, what are you talking about?
Wow.
I'm like, what? So we go in, we're watching the game. He's plays for like Midwest Ohio team. I don't know. It's all AAU teams that I don't know. This dude was a baller, man. He's this tiny little scrawny, pale as shit white dude. And he's got like this 6'7" like Asian dude on the team and like a couple other dudes balling out. Bronny looked terrible, man. Cup was the star of the show.
You were telling me that. So like he missed his first, what? He was like 2 for 5
He
or
had
2
like
for 6.
7 points or something in the game I watched. Now I don't know how he did at 7:30 game when he played again.
Mm-hmm.
But I know he missed like a game-winning shot before this tournament. And then in this tournament, he didn't look all that great. And of those 7 points, one of them was like the team basically went to pass it back to his guy and thought he would be there and he wasn't. So he just threw it to the backcourt and Bronny was just like wide open to grab the ball and dunk it. So it was a gimme point. So really he only scored like 5 points in that game. Maybe it was 7. I don't know if he had 7 or 9, but either way, it wasn't like anything all that impressive.
I feel for those kids, that like grow up in that shadow. Like if you're Michael Jordan's kid or, something
Yeah.
like that, Tim Duncan's kid, like God,
Now,
you can never
but
be.
ultimately Bronny has been pretty good.
apparently
Yeah,
he's
been solid.
supposed to, apparently he's supposed to be
He's supposed to be
pretty solid.
Yeah,
That's what I hear. Yeah.
He was having an off weekend maybe or something from partying.
Maybe. I don't know. But
Is he a small kid? Is he like bigger?
I mean, he's not small, but he's definitely not LeBron sized. He could,
Mhm.
I'm assuming unless he grows more, he'll probably be a point guard or a shooting guard in the NBA. He got bodied by this one dude. The dude fouled him. I shouldn't say he got bodied because it wasn't like a fair play, but the dude knocked him on his ass twice. He's like, damn, what the fuck? And I was just like, dude, there's kids here, man. You gotta stop. Watch your language, Bronny.
school.
But if you remember,
I remember when you were a little boy, I gave you popcorn. You were very respectable then.
If you remember Bron when he was in high school, he was scrawny. Bron was not big.
Hold on.
Bron
As
was
someone who played against him,
scrawny.
hold
I
on.
disagree.
Bron was not scrawny, and Bronny's not scrawny either. Bronny is shorter.
But I
he
mean,
is not scrawny.
he wasn't-
Bronny is built.
Bron now is leaps and bounds. I mean,
yeah.
anybody has to get older, but even me from now to high school, I'm not that much bigger. Bron is a completely different animal than he was in high school. He wasn't scrawny, but
When
he was
Bron
not,
came out at
that
18,
dude
he
was
was
the
like
lanky-
230 pounds, bro.
Yeah, he was not. That
Ask your wife
big.
about that Elliott game, dude. And Jesus, like how every one of our
met
players,
Bron.
we were trying to get out of that game as best
Well,
as we
I
could.
wouldn't want to play against Bron either.
Dude, you should have bodied Bron.
I
That
had
would have been a great story
I
to
had
tell.
Romeo. I was guarding Romeo. So
Okay.
He was bigger than Bron.
yeah, Romeo's a big boy.
Yeah.
It's a lot of beef.
But yeah, I don't know. I wasn't overly impressed. It was really weird too. Like it wasn't. So the event was put on, I'm assuming by his people.
Yeah, they have a contract there, is what I read.
Right.
Like, so many
'cause
games.
It's got to be Bron's people. Otherwise, why the fuck would you be at St. V at LeBron James Arena?
It's his arena, yeah.
But like the announcer was sitting there and he's just like this schmuck. Like he's just sitting there. He's like, all right, Bronny James puts up the 3. No. And then they'd take it back and he'd be like, cup. No. And he's
Jesse,
like,
get in there.
he'd always like yell out their name like it was going to be a big play. And then if they made it, he'd be like, he's on fire. But he was just like, bro, what are you fucking doing? Are you drunk over there? And I saw a report that I guess he said something in the second game. Like, no, Bronny actually was fouled. And Bron went over and like yelled at him for it because he was like dogging his kid or
I
something.
saw that video. So I saw the video of him approaching that. And then a cop steps in the middle and,
Yeah.
you know, it's kind of separated him. LeBron was going off, man. He was ready to jump that guy.
Yeah, the dude was definitely done. Like he wasn't being a dick. Like he just tried to make a bunch of fucking jokes the whole time and none of them were funny. But I thought he was one of Bron's guys, but I guess not. So there's a whole bunch of people there. Like, I don't know. It was okay. Like it was fun to go watch. Like I can say now if that cup guy makes it to the NBA, I can be like, I saw him when he was 16, but like ultimately it wasn't anything all that special. It looked like high school basketball,
Yeah.
which surprised me. I thought these guys were really going to be like balling out, but
I've played a few CYO games in that arena, and I like for high school, our game was at the Jar against them.
Yeah.
So like we never even got to play on that floor in high school against them. Yeah.
And then I only got one more thing for sports, and that is the NFL throwback uniforms. I don't think we ever talked about this. What uniform are you most excited to see in this comeback season?
I didn't know they were doing comebacks. But
They
if
are-
anything, I want the Bumblebees.
Well, those look like shit. So
Bumblebees are dope.
the Bumblebees
so
are
lame.
terrible.
I would
One
love
of
the
the
Bumblebee
worst
uniforms.
fucking uniforms in
They're
the
so
league, and that's
good.
not even me being a Steelers.
Yes, it
hater.
is.
No, it's not.
Yes,
it's
it
no, because I actually
absolutely
respect
is.
the regular uniform with the one side logo. I think it's historic and classic, and I like it.
I like their black jerseys. Yeah.
The
just
Bumblebees
regular
are
blacks.
fucking
They're
awful.
dope. Who was that one guy that was here that agreed with me?
I don't know. It
Someone
doesn't
was here
matter.
as a
He was
guest and
probably
he
an
agreed.
idiot.
He's a Browns fan.
The
A-
Bumblebees.
A lot of people are saying the creamsicle Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Oh no!
A lot of
Oh,
people.
now that's my Bumblebee. No.
What's your favorite team you want to see back?
I had questions for this, so I was trying to look it up online to see how far back this throwback was going. Like, what are the rules on this? So
I don't think there are any. There are rumors that the Browns, because they made like this anonymous tweet that was like just a silhouetted player in all black, and they were like July 26th or some shit like that.
the date.
A lot of people think that they're going to get a white helmet throwback from the Paul Brown era because our very first helmet was painted white, and it was because Paul Brown wanted to throw the ball more, and it helped you see downfield who you were throwing to.
Yeah.
And that eventually evolved into orange with the like winners and everything like that. So they're saying that we might get an all white helmet or the white helmet with brown numbers on the side. And then the rest of the uniform, I don't know what it would look like if it's just regular jerseys, because I think we've always had the brown and orange jerseys. But I don't think there's a time limit as far as like how far you can go back as long as it's a historic jersey for your team.
To me, I got to go back to probably one of my favorite jerseys of all time. You're going to shriek because you don't like this team anyway. But Jacksonville's 90s jerseys are sharp, man. I love those with the Jaguar on the arm. Also love the Detroit powder blue and the Charger powder blue.
That's mine.
Oh, so gorgeous. Yeah. I would go with those those I'd really want to see. Dallas doesn't really have a throwback jersey. Like we've always kind of played with the same.
You have a cowboy, don't you, at some point?
No. We
It's always
had,
been the Star?
So we had a dark jersey. Like it's like dark blue. It's ugly though. I don't want to see
Why would
that.
the Cowboys have a cowboy?
I thought you guys had
I mean,
like
that
a
would
guy
make
who was
sense.
like shooting 6-shooters into the ground or some shit. No,
It's the Oilers or something.
For our
it's
helmet,
probably like the Colts or some shit with a cowboy on the back.
our helmet's always been the Star. We used to have a white helmet with a blue star, but like it's always been that. It's been that basic outline forever because it's classic. It's you don't touch that.
Hey, it's Godfather of football.
Yeah,
Can't touch them.
Why are you called the Cowboys and you don't have a cowboy in your logo?
Why are the Browns called the Browns and they don't have Paul Brown in their logo?
It's different. I mean, like any team with a name.
You guys are called the
specific-
Steelers, and you're a fucking steel mill logo. You're not even a fucking like.
That's what it is, though. That makes sense.
Fucking whack.
They're called the Cowboys, and there's nothing relevant
you.
to Cowboys in the
Bless you.
logo. The Hornets is a Hornet, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is a Buccaneer guy, and
I don't know, man.
It's not.
Oilers
it's
is
a
an oil
fucking
field,
pirate
oil
logo.
company.
Cowboy is our mascot.
That's just weird.
Cowboy Pete.
Anyhow,
Why are you guys Penguins and you're in fucking Pittsburgh? Fuck you guys.
I don't know, but at least our fucking logo's a
Why are you
penguin to go with the
pirates?
name Penguins. And at least the Pirates logo's a fucking pirate.
Doesn't make
It's
any
called
sense.
Pirates.
Doesn't make any fucking sense.
I'm going with those three picks though. The
Jeez.
Charger powder blue, the Lion powder blue, and that old Jaguars. I want to see the white Jaguar one, not the teal, the white Jaguar jersey.
Ryan.
The Bumblebees that you said suck.
That's not. You already have it. You're not going to do it again. You have to make a new logo or new uniform that's going to be a throwback.
What do you mean? That is our throwback.
I'm trying
You've
to
already
think.
got one. They're making new ones this year. Ryan doesn't fucking listen.
No, but what would we make it? I thought we were just bringing back a throwback
I'm saying-
uniform.
Yeah. What throwback uniform would you like to see?
The Bumblebees.
For any team, I think is
I just want to see them play that again. I love that.
Lame. It looks like shit.
It's so good.
Give me the Niner with the shadow number outline.
I liked when they had
49ers
the-
with the shadow outline. The Reds.
That's pretty solid. Yeah.
Those are nice.
I always liked the cream colored pants with the Bumblebee.
Are you talking about the Steelers still? Nobody gives a fuck. We're moving on.
You know, you came-
Powder blue
you know,
Chargers are
you
mine.
Came back to me and asked me a second time after I already answered, but you don't care.
Well, because you keep on saying shit that already exists.
This fucking guy.
Fucking idiot.
They don't play with it ever.
You guys don't play with it anyways because you fucking suck.
The
You
Ravens
guys are going to
don't-
win 6 games in those
The
throwbacks.
Ravens don't have a throwback jersey. They've had like the same jersey since the start of their franchise.
I don't want the Browns to suck, but I want the Browns to suck just to shut Jesse up.
You
again.
guys should throw
just
back.
to bring him back to
You
the
guys
times
should
where
throw
he
back to
couldn't
the
say a word.
60s and the 50s uniforms because that's how many fucking games you're going to win whenever you guys were ass. I know you guys don't remember past the 70s because you're all a bunch of fucking idiots. But yeah, you weren't very good up until that point.
Some lip on you,
He
midget.
has one good season, and all of a sudden, it's the greatest team of all time.
I can't wait for football season.
I can't either. I'm going to talk so much
God.
shit. I want to see the Bengals throwback. The Bengals are some of the greatest uniforms to me in all time.
The
I
black
love,
and the stripe.
I love it. Those
Yeah.
like early like 90s Bengals when it was just so
There were so many bad teams. They were horrible.
they're not good, but they looked fucking good on the field.
Good God.
And that's
man.
sports.
All right. We're going to go ahead and do Let's Get Social.
It is July
main
20,
event.
1969, and man is about to land on the moon.
Freedom itself was attacked this morning by a faceless coward, and freedom will be defended.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
That's the way the news goes.
You know what I thought about this morning?
What's that?
Me.
This year,
Whoa.
yes, I did. This year will be the 20th anniversary of 9/11.
Jesus.
I
September.
just thought about it with that
God,
soundbite.
we're fucking old.
Yep. I remember where I
20
was
years.
exactly.
That's wild.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do like a whole show on that for all these kids that don't fucking know.
We
what the
honestly
fuck
should,
happened.
and then like do a big in-depth, strictly just that interview.
About
Or
how the
episode.
government fucking took down those buildings and
What was that?
jet fuel doesn't melt spell beams.
Oh my goodness.
Just
Spell
kidding.
beams.
I don't believe that.
Jet
I
fuel
think it
doesn't
was
melt spell beams. Let's get social. So just a couple quick things. There's nothing really in depth, but the Florida condo catastrophe.
God,
you guys
yeah.
seen that?
Yeah.
I have.
So they demolished the rest of the building so that they could attempt to search through the rubble better and like find people in there. But anyways,
Wait a minute, what?
they destroyed the rest of the building.
How the fuck do you do that without?
They imploded it.
Well, they moved everybody's out. Everybody's gone now. Nobody's
Yeah.
living there. Nobody wants
No,
to live
they
in
blew it
that.
up.
No, no, no,
Everybody
but
in
like-
there.
Imagine being in the rubble waiting for somebody to search for you, and they fucking blow up the building next to you, and it falls down on top of you.
The reason that they did it was so that they could do it as a controlled demo, because with the hurricane coming, they were concerned that if it came and it fell on the rubble, it would impede their searching ability. So they blew it up like basically away, like the opposite.
So they could make it safe how they did it,
just like they did 9/11.
The thing is, the medical services have already said though that that build, like whoever's under there at this point with the heat and everything, and
they're probably gone.
So
there's 28, I think, confirmed dead so far. There was a total of 150 people
missing.
Like
140 still missing or something.
Yeah. So
it's gonna stink.
But with that being said, so I was reading up on.
Did you say it's gotta stink?
I'm just saying.
Just sitting underneath all that rubble, dying of dehydration and all these injuries. Boy, this stinks.
See, he said it. You just said it right there.
Man, this could be better.
Good. You guys are awful.
Could have had a weekend like Ryan Weiss's. And here I am, Miami Beach. Just got a metal pillar through my leg.
Do not reflect the Made to Motivate podcast in any way.
Wow. Okay.
Chris started it. Chris started it. He said this stinks.
You guys are awful. I was reading up on this building though, and like what led up to this. So here's the awful thing. They did like a full over inspection on this in like 2018 and deemed it unsafe. And they were supposed to start construction on it July 1st. So
this year is like the 40 years is like the first year for like you
have to do something.
Yeah.
So do you guys think that the owners of this building are going to be held liable for
I think it stinks.
The deaths and stuff of these people? Like, do you think that there's going to be a lawsuit against that?
So I would think normally in a normal circumstance, you can sign an affidavit that says like, look, you're
not held responsible.
Yeah. Like if you live here, it's at your own risk. They do the same thing for car garages, all kinds of stuff like that. Where I think the problem is that they ignored years of repair. There were those cracks, those evidential cracks that they showed that they said they ignored for as much as 20 years.
Yeah.
To me, they're in big trouble. They'll face, if not monetary fine, they will face jail time.
It's gonna be wrongful death and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I would imagine.
I mean, contractually, if you only have to do it within 40 years, though, they'll probably just have to pay like some type of settlement fee and be like, yeah.
But what a settlement, though.
Yeah, but it'll be a big settlement. But those guys, I mean, they got money. Those guys don't just own that building. They probably own half of Miami or some shit. You know that.
I get the 40-year thing, but I guess my thing is that if they deemed it in 2018 basically as unsafe, and they said that it was to the point that they couldn't even perform the work because of how structurally damaged it was, that they were concerned that the building would collapse.
Yeah.
And you don't do anything and don't like evacuate the people, you've got to be held liable.
That's what I'm saying. You have an obligation at that point.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it depends on if they told the people or not, because this report just came out. Did they alert the tenants?
No,
if that's
I
me.
can't
I'm
imagine.
leaving.
Yeah,
I'm out.
More, they would cost them every tenant they have in there.
Yeah.
The thing that's crazy to me is like I saw the original report like the night that it happened, and it was like 3 people missing, and they showed the one camera angle, and it only looked like a couple of balconies had gone. They didn't explain that there's a whole fucking building behind it that had gone down and was just gone.
Yep.
Like I thought that this was like no big deal, and then I saw the reports yesterday about like they were still talking about it. I'm like, what the fuck is going on with this shit? Like it didn't look that bad. I went and looked at it. I'm like, oh, there's a whole building missing.
Bro,
Like,
it basically would be like as if you're in a hotel and you're going down the hall, the entire one side of that hallway is now gone.
Yeah.
Completely just crumbled.
Yeah.
That's insane. And just to this happen, because they were trying to look into, was there an earthquake? Did something set it off? Like that fucker just collapsed in the middle of the night, man.
But see, that's what happens though. So they said the sinkhole underneath it too, like that it was made on poor land or something like that, and that's all over Florida.
Florida's a huge issue. With
always tear down swamps, and then they put this nice buildings in the shitty swamps. It's like, well, it's the recipe for disaster.
Yep.
Awful.
Yeah.
With that, they were concerned about it. They demoed it because they were concerned of storm coming. Got hurricane or tropical storm Elsa coming or whatever, and they were like, well, we want to do it beforehand. So who names these storms?
Tropical storm. Isn't it alphabetical? They have to start out. So like
no, but I'm like, okay, you name this fucking Elsa, you're just gonna destroy all these kids' hopes and dreams.
Well, what else are you gonna call it?
I don't know, fucking Adrian or fucking Becca or something. Why Elsa?
It goes alphabetically, so it can't be either of those. You fucking idiot.
Do you want to build a building?
Emily.
Could be a Tropical Storm Emily, but that doesn't seem.
Why Elsa though? All these kids that fucking love that movie, this hurricane's gonna come and destroy all their homes.
Do you want to?
And then they're gonna. Do you want to build a new home because fucking Elsa just destroyed it? I mean, God, man.
The thoughts and comments of Brian and Chris do not reflect the Made to Motivate podcast.
It just seems like a really awful choice of a name.
We should have done this first. We've been drinking too long.
It's very insensitive.
Ariel was taken.
Well, it's the wrong fucking letter, jackass. According to you guys.
Frosty's next.
I didn't know it have to be in alphabetical order. Anyways, I just thought that was interesting.
Next it'll be Felicity, and that's a great 90s sitcom.
Yeah.
She's got great
That's
great hair.
to be argued. Anyhow.
Then it'll be Gilmore. God damn it. Do we ever stop?
That's your wife pimping.
They're never named after anything like that that's relatable. It's usually just some fucking stupid random name that nobody cares about. Elsa is a very specific name that you can tie to something.
For all of our Katrina listeners, fuck you. Nobody cares about you.
Okay. What did you relate Katrina to that's like a movie or something like that?
Just saying, man.
What's that band? Katrina and the Sunshine?
You can't think of something. Exactly.
Katrina and the Sunshine.
Nah, it took you a while. Elsa, the only thing you think of when you hear Elsa is fucking Frozen.
Well,
Katrina and the
now.
Waves. Sorry, Katrina and the
What
Waves.
the fuck is that?
All of our millions
Walking
of
on
listeners.
Sunshine.
Nobody cares about that awful song.
Oh my God.
That's awful.
You're rude. Your language is offensive.
You're offensive. Okay, two more quick things. 14-year-old girl hijacks a Uber Eats driver.
Stop.
And is being set she got sentenced to like custody until she's 21 years old.
I didn't hear about this.
Her and a friend of hers, she was 13 at the time, hijack an Uber Eats driver with like a taser. And then the dude like seized up and crashed his car and died.
They just wanted the car?
It says they were hijacking him. I don't know. What's it matter? The car, money, food.
They wanted the food.
Yeah. Anyways, he dies. So, I mean, are we holding these kids responsible enough at that age that we're saying that that's enough?
Yes.
You think so?
Yeah, in my opinion, yes. That whole, doesn't know or can't form an opinion by that age. That's such bullshit. What's the difference between 13 and 16 anyway?
Well, then you don't agree. I'm saying, do you think that that's enough? You think that is enough or not?
Oh, no. I think they should be charged. Yeah.
okay.
I mean, you killed a person.
That's what I was asking.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I do too.
holding them accountable to 21 is not enough.
Yeah.
They need to be charged
Like,
accordingly.
can we just get some concrete fucking rules? Because you got like those girls who did that Slender Man killing where they stabbed their friend like 72 times.
Fuck
and I don't even
off.
think that girl died. I think she survived. And those girls are still going to be held well into their adult years and have to go through all these evaluations and shit.
Yep.
But because this person tased a girl or tased a driver and like all that other stuff, they're only going to be there for 21.
Yeah.
Like I taught a kid who shot a guy in the head over an argument that wasn't even his argument. He just misunderstood and thought they were yelling at him, and he shot him for that reason. And he got out. I taught him before he graduated after he murdered that person. And I thought that was some fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
if you
agree,
kill
though.
somebody, you deserve to go to jail. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, unless it's an accident, if you're like a child and you're playing with a gun, then that's one thing. Like if it's an accident, but like, no, if a 10-year-old grabs his gun and walks down the street and starts shooting people, sorry, dude, you fucked your life up. You're going to jail.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree with the sentiment too of we need consistency. And that's one of my biggest arguments with our judicial system has ever been, is that you can kill someone in one state or city and you get 5 years, and you do that in another state and you get life. Like there is no consistency across the board. If it's murder within these set of rules, this is how much time you get.
Yeah.
If it's drugs within this set parameter, this is the time you get. It shouldn't be 3 to 8 years or whatever.
No.
If you commit the crime, here's the time that you do. We can't leave it up to that judge or whatever to determine what they feel the right amount of time is for. You murder someone, you go to jail.
Why are the statutory laws different in every state too?
Right.
That's another weird one.
Yep.
My nephew is 8 years old. He knows not to steal. He knows not to fight. He knows it's not right to raise his voice in the house.
Right.
If he knows all that shit, then you know not to fucking tase somebody and steal their car.
Yeah.
Look, if at 13 you're old enough to know that you've got a taser and you're going to go rob someone of their vehicle, you know the consequence.
Oh, yeah.
You're not, I don't want to hear you're too young. At that point, you're making a decision to go out and rob someone.
No.
You understand the concept of that. You need to be held liable.
Yeah.
To be in jail for 6 or 7 years. I mean, it sucks. You're young and you threw your whole life away, but this dude's dead.
Right.
You know, like
You threw his
All
life
he was
away,
trying to
too.
do was fucking deliver goddamn Wendy's to you.
Yep. It's awful. Maybe he was trying to deliver Chick-Fil-A.
Chick-fil-A. Well, I would understand it if it was Chick-fil-A.
Did it say whether the driver moved like another package that was on the porch carefully to the side and laid the food right there?
He didn't care.
Oh.
He just threw it.
Guess you just need to ride along.
Speaking of, just quickly, and just because I saw it this weekend and I just don't understand, what the fuck is the hype with Chick-fil-A, man? I'm going down Howe Avenue, and that 2-lane drive around is blasphemy. That fucking food is not that good. It's not.
I'm with Ryan on this one.
You believe that that's that good, Jesse?
I think it's good. I just
Now,
don't
hold
think
on.
it's that good.
2 drive-through lanes wrapped around the
Let me just
building.
ask you some questions, because there's 2 places that are always busy and packed with long lines: Chick-fil-A and Popeyes.
Mhm.
Are these 2 places better than McDonald's?
Yes, to me.
Are they better than Wendy's?
Yeah.
Are they better than Wendy's, Christopher?
It depends on what I'm in the mood for.
If you're in the mood for a chicken sandwich,
love Wendy's spicy chicken
me
sandwich,
too.
man.
it's not better than
It's
Chick-fil-A's
fucking
spicy chicken
delicious.
sandwich.
You're probably right, but you know what? I'm also not going to Popeyes and waiting in that line for it because it's just not that good.
Yeah.
It's better than Wendy's, but it's not worth that wait.
It's that good.
I don't get it.
The
I just
biscuits.
don't
We're
get
gonna
it.
turn this into a Popeyes thing, but
I'm with you.
the biscuits, the sweet tea, the Cajun fries.
You wait in that line at Chick-fil-A ever?
Chick-fil-A moves their line very efficiently. The question should be if I wait in Popeye's line, which I also wait
You
in.
drink that nasty Chick-fil-A sweet tea shit, but you didn't like Bojangles? That's crazy.
No,
to
at
me.
Chick-fil-A I get lemonade.
Oh, you said
Popeyes.
If-
Popeyes.
Oh,
are sweet tea.
Popeyes. Yeah, yeah.
If the
But that's-
Popeyes
same
line,
thing.
because the Popeyes line is long, but that parking lot's only so big, so it's only so long.
But you're gonna wait for an hour.
If
I've waited
that-
an hour for Popeyes.
If that
before.
Popeyes line was double, you would wait in that line for a
No,
chicken
because then
sandwich.
it would be 2 hours. But I've waited an hour.
You would wait for it though.
I've waited an hour for strips. It wasn't even a chicken sandwich.
I just don't understand the craves. It's fast food chicken sandwich. It's not that good. Those lines are insane.
No, you're
And it's
wrong.
like that every time I drive by.
It's a fantastic chicken sandwich.
It's not.
I'll throw one to your
It's
conversation.
not ground chicken. It's very good chicken, and it is delicious.
I'll throw one to your conversation. I remember one of you like this. I'm not sure who. I don't like Raising Cane's, and I don't understand why that line's out the fucking ass too every time.
I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that.
Okay,
No, cane sauce is
Hollywood Report?
amazing, but everything else is basic as fuck. You got crunchy little crinkle fries
That
that
you
are
can get
from
at
the freezer
Oritas.
section.
Yeah, Oritas.
Wow.
That's exactly what they are. The toast is the best thing in the entire fucking
Toast
thing.
is amazing.
The toast is the best thing in the box, which is sad because you only serve chicken toast and fries.
Hey, I go there and get extra toast. I'll go there for just the toast.
Can I have a
Cane
toast value
sauce?
meal?
The toast and the cane sauce, man, and the coleslaw.
Cane sauce
Sign
is
me up.
incredible.
Yes, it is.
Cane sauce is so good,
Not for me.
but I will never. They're not efficient like Chick-fil-A.
Have you ever had?
You
the
are waiting in
Cane's chicken
Popeyes
sandwich?
service with Chick-fil-A lines.
I do want to
Have
try
you ever had
that.
the Cane's chicken sandwich?
That's next on my list.
I didn't know they had a chicken.
Oh,
Yeah, it's the
You
chicken
got cane
tenders.
sauce on it?
Oh yeah,
It's just tenders on a fucking
Yeah.
bun.
it's tenders on the bread with the cane
Well, I'm not
sauce
gonna-
and the coleslaw. Oh, bro, it's so good. It's so good.
Get the fuck out of here! It's not even a fucking chicken breast. It's a fucking
no.
tenders put
Chicken
on
tender
a.
sandwich.
Look at the picture. Look it
Hold
up.
on, is it the toast?
No.
Yeah,
Is it the
no,
fucking
it's not.
It's a
toast?
bun. It's a regular bun.
Oh,
It's a toasted Kaiser, I think. Toasted Kaiser bun.
These fucking dudes went to Walmart and got buns, and they were like, "I bet we could sell it as a chicken sandwich for twice as much."
no.
And
I mean,
Ryan's like, "Oh, a chicken sandwich!"
and white women everywhere will buy it.
no, but
a
look.
second.
In their defense, it was before the chicken sandwich craze. Like they've always had it on their menu. It wasn't because of like the.
But that's
fucking-
not a chicken sandwich.
I know, but what I'm saying is they didn't do it because of like the Popeyes blow up. Like McDonald's started doing them and Burger King, and they all started to add these chicken sandwiches. They already had it.
Burger King's chicken sandwich is fantastic.
I agree.
It's fucking insane.
I agree.
And
It's not better
so
than
big.
Chick-fil-A's, but it is fucking great.
Bro,
agree.
that
It's
spicy
third on my
chicken
list.
sandwich is insane.
Better than Popeyes.
Yep.
Better than
It's good.
Popeyes.
Yeah, it's real good.
Wait, what are your first two?
I wanted to first is Church's, and then second is KFC's.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really fucking good.
Is it the new?
I
Is it a
like
new
KFC.
one?
Yeah.
Okay, because I've had
You
their.
haven't fucking had it.
I'm not a KFC fan.
I like their regular chicken
Don't
sandwich.
judge shit before.
I don't like any of KFC's chicken. If it's the same chicken from KFC as all their other fucking chicken, then I'm not gonna like it.
It's fucking.
It doesn't suck.
KFC's chicken's always dry. I've never had a juicy piece of chicken from KFC in my life.
I wanted to ask you a question. Would you wait at
Chick-fil-A's
any?
isn't juicy.
Would you wait?
Chick-fil-A's chicken is trash.
Get the fuck out of here, bro.
Would you wait at any restaurant
It's
for
not
an
how
hour?
you use the Lord's name in vain, Jesse. You're
Holy
talking about
shit.
his God's chicken.
I didn't. I said get the fuck out of
Would
here.
you wait at any restaurant for an hour for your food?
I mean, I have, I think.
Okay, by choice, would you wait at any restaurant? Like, I
Um,
have to have that. I'm going to wait for an hour.
I would
that's a
do
good
that for
choice.
Popeyes. If I'm really wanting Popeyes, which usually I only get it when I really do, I will wait any amount of time. Popeyes is so good.
I can't think of anything offhand where I'm like, I want to go get that, and if it's an hour wait, I'll wait. Nothing that I can think of offhand.
Popeyes spicy tenders with their barbecue sauce, the Bayou barbecue, is like zesty and tangy. It's the best barbecue I think on the market.
I like Popeye's chicken. Yeah,
it's so good.
Yeah,
I will wait any amount of time for that.
I'm not gonna lie. If I'm in the mood for something in particular, I'll wait a good amount of time. Like Jesse will for Chick-fil-A. I love Cane's. I've waited a good amount of time for Cane's before.
I will for Popeyes. Pay attention to what I'm saying.
Well,
God damn.
whatever.
The
You
disrespect. You don't even listen to me.
Because they all are trash.
You don't even listen to me.
All got caught up on his fucking Chick-fil-A. I don't know. Is there something specific that you love somewhere that you would wait? Bojangles?
No, because even these days, in the age of Uber Eats and all the DoorDash and all that, I have no reason to wait for an hour anymore.
I would wait
unless you want Popeyes, because even if you DoorDash it, it's 75 minutes.
But I'm waiting
You're
75
not
minutes
waiting,
at home. I'm gonna sit at home and watch watch Gilmore Girls. There you go.
If you're out on the road, feeling lonely,
but
it's so cold.
Take away DoorDash. Like, is there something you really love that you would wait a long time for?
Whitey's.
Whitey's is good. Yeah,
maybe.
What's your favorite food? What's your go-to menu item somewhere? Like what's your favorite menu
generic
item?
Food?
Any restaurant that you go to anywhere. What's your favorite item that you would pick out at a restaurant?
That's a very difficult question.
Do you have one, Chris? Something you can think of offhand?
I love Reuben. Like, I love Reuben's like sandwiches.
Anywhere in particular that you would go to?
Diamond Deli.
Diamond Deli.
Yeah,
Reuben?
I mean the best fucking sandwich in Akron.
Yeah. What's the thing you order the most often when you go out to eat?
Italian, usually.
Pastor
like chicken
tacos
tenders,
from
hamburgers,
La Loma.
steak. What is it?
Pastor tacos.
Ooh,
that's your go-to?
that's a good
Yeah,
choice.
with just cilantro and onion. So good. Little hot salsa on top.
Oh, what is that? Is that the most often item that you order when you go out to eat? Tacos?
If I tallied up how many things like I ordered, like, I mean, fast food's probably more.
If you went out to order, if you went to dinner for 30 days straight, what would be the item you ordered the most times?
Probably
in that 30 days? Tacos.
Probably that.
Chris?
I gotta go pasta probably because
Yeah.
I love Italian food.
Mhm.
Like it's the only thing I would put above Mexican food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think mine's probably chicken tenders, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. I love
Tendies.
some good chicken tenders.
Tendies.
Anywhere. Cane's.
Let me pull up my dash
Jersey's,
history real quick.
Town Tavern.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking, I love good chicken tenders. Doesn't matter what the restaurant is. It's probably one of the things I order the most often.
Who has the best chicken tenders?
Rockneys.
Rockney Slam. Honestly, Town Taverns are real good, bro. They got that. They use that Rizzi's breading.
Ooh,
and they are amazing. Town Taverns they're up there. Top 3 easy.
Next time we go, I'll be getting that.
Yeah.
Sure. I'm looking
Maybe
at my
Saturday.
dash history.
Yeah, they're Jerseys, one of the two.
Okay.
While Jesse's looking that up, I think that's all I got for this. We hop over to
We get a lot of Swensons.
Hollywood Report.
Yeah.
God damn, we get a lot of Swensons. It might be a Swenson's burger.
I like Skyway. My God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure? Stay calm. Wait. Everybody, calm down. No.
News team, assemble!
Swenson's is
tastes
overrated.
like dehydrated asshole.
Swenson's is overrated. Look,
Bleeding into my damn
if you
segment.
go back in my Facebook post and look in the memories from maybe 4 or 5 years ago, all about Swenson's.
Swenson's is fantastic.
Then they started to overexpand, and the quality has gone down. Ask diehard Swenson fans.
I'm a diehard
The
Swenson
quality fan. I know, but I'm saying ask people that aren't like you, who don't have opinion outside of this is the only good thing, and I won't change.
That's not what I said. Swenson's is or Skyway is edible.
I mean, come on. It's right.
Man, you painted a fucking picture.
I am just sound in my opinions. And Skyway tastes like dry butt.
About to pass out. Listen, I'm not a Swenson's hater. I just think the quality.
You are a Swenson's hater.
When they started to overexpand, the quality went down.
Hold on, wait. Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
And you just have to answer factually based on historical knowledge that you have.
Absolutely.
Who won the taste test between Swenson's and Skyway when we did it?
I think Swenson's overall.
It was Swenson's overall. Thank you. That's all we need. No explanations.
Overall,
no but. Didn't we say earlier you're qualified but, and we didn't want to do that? This is the same fucking thing, right? This is the same fucking thing. Swenson's is way better.
Skyway won some of those.
No, it didn't.
Skyway won some of the items.
Skyway won one thing for me, and that was their potato teasers. And that was fucking it.
Do the Marlins not eat the fish? Do the Marlins not eat the fish?
One of you was Team Swenson's on the burger, and you flopped to Skyway.
I think
it was you or Nick.
I think I
did.
No, I think
I was Team Skyway.
Yeah.
Chris was Team Swenson's, and he picked Skyway.
Because I chose the Swenson's burger.
The sides were way better on Swenson's, but I think I chose the burger.
Thank
was better
you.
than Skyway.
And that's what you go for is the burger.
So you're gonna just choose Chris? There were 4 fucking people that were doing
and
that.
It was 2-2.
Mm-hmm.
No, overall Swenson's won.
Yeah, but the burger, which is most important, was 2-2.
But is it only a burger place? Do they only sell burgers? No, they sell all types of things.
It's a burger joint.
Like a
Get the fuck out of
Welcome back to Hollywood Report.
Anyhow.
Bill Hader loves Swenson's,
which is why
I heard it directly from his voice.
Which
Do the Marlins not eat the trout?
Swenson's won because it was trendy.
No, you fucking
because
asshole,
LeBron
it was
loves
delicious.
it, and that's why everyone fucking loves
Bill
it.
Hader now loves it.
I saw
LeBron.
I saw Amy Schumer down some potato teasers once, and it
She did.
gave me a 6 to midnight feeling.
Judd Apatow also loved it.
Only because LeBron took them.
Leslie Mann left early because she wouldn't eat that many
If
calories.
LeBron took them to Skyway, they would have been Skyway.
He didn't eat
Because they went to
Skyway because Skyway's
Swenson's.
fucking ass.
Oh my gosh.
LeBron's never been spotted at a Skyway in the history of his existence. The greatest basketball player of all time will eat a fatty, unhealthy Swenson's burger, but he will not go to Skyway. Case closed.
He has not said that.
I'll have to ask Kurt
Have
Rambis
you
when I
It's
see
not a
him.
quote.
How many people do you know that work at Skyway?
Lots.
How many people have ever served LeBron there?
I don't know.
Exactly.
Who
Not fucking
asks?
none.
Who asks that?
Now you say that as soon as you serve LeBron, you're like, guys, I was working and LeBron came in.
Oh my god, this fucking guy.
On to Hollywood. Let's
He's
talk some
never
fucking
stated
movies.
He would not try Skyway, by the way.
Yeah, but he never ate it willingly. He might try it.
Christopher, Hollywood, Kessinger, what is going on?
I've got a couple of things I want to talk about, but first of all, I just want to have a round of applause for Tom Holland.
Me
Why?
too, man,
Come on.
because he's messing with Zendaya.
What are we messing
Good
with?
job, Holland.
What did I miss?
He's fucking Zendaya, man.
Yeah,
Tom Holland?
Tom Holland
Since
and
when?
Zendaya, the Spider-Man couple, are
We're making
a
out
real
at a red
couple
light.
in real life. And Tom Holland even tried
Is that
to.
the girl from The Greatest Showman?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's the girl.
That's what you know Zendaya
Mary
from?
Jane
I
from
love that movie.
Spider-Man.
Of all things.
They're in Spider-Man.
Good for
again.
him.
But yeah, so that happened, and Tom Holland even proposed an R-rated sex scene to the next Spider-Man movie.
Of course he did.
That they turned down.
This fucking guy.
So well, I just want to start off with that anyway. Video game news. Let's touch on that first. So Nintendo has got themselves a new console. It is the Nintendo Switch Pro. And this has been rumored for a long time, but they are finally bringing this to life with a 7-inch LED screen to go with this beautiful bad boy. It's going to be marketed for $350 and is due out October 8th. First began to hear these reports and leaks of a Nintendo Switch model back at the start of 2020, and they never went away, taking the surprise out of the announcements. This looks good though, guys. Like early reports on this is, like I said, the 7-inch screen. It's more adaptable on tabletops and stuff like that. Gives you more of a first-person feel, real close and wider proximity on the games. You guys excited for Nintendo, or are you burnt out? Not excited.
I wouldn't go that far.
Here's my thing. Nintendo is notorious for this.
Mm-hmm.
They take the same fucking thing and they just tweak something little and they try and resell it.
That is true.
They did the Switch, then they did the Switch Lite. Now they're doing the Switch Pro. It's the same fucking thing. The Switch is great. I love the Switch.
Can I persuade?
Got one right there.
When's the last time you played your Switch?
It's been sitting in that thing for
There's
a long
some
fucking time.
dust on top of that fucker.
So here's the deal. That's just the one thing I don't love. They did it with the Game Boy, like the Lite and the Color and the Pro, and then they did it with the Wii U.
The Advanced Flip, the Advanced Pro.
Yes. I love the Switch. I think it was revolutionary for Nintendo. I love the concept of Nintendo's always been about like the social aspect. Like they did it with like the Wii, play with your friends, be like physical and active. The Switch, you can play on your hand, put it in the mount and play on your TV and then pick it up and go.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. But that's it. This isn't the revolutionary thing for me.
So there's a couple more tweaks to it that I forgot to mention. So there is a LAN port in the back. on this.
That is missing on the original
version of the
That's
Switch.
a big deal for Super Smash players.
Yeah.
And a 64 gigabyte storage.
Okay.
So
you have an SD card in it, or you can put in storage memory. I will give them the LAN though, because that's huge. And I didn't realize you didn't have one. And then I went to run it and I was like, what the fuck? You can't plug this thing directly in to internet. So that I do give them. But outside of that, I think that they just continue to just kind of like rework the same thing and try and push it.
It's like the Taco Bell of video game systems. You have the same stuff on your menu, but you just tweak it.
Here's the thing: what they need to
It's
offer,
all tortilla, rice, beans, and meat.
What they need to do is they need to offer another mount for the original that you can then have Ethernet, rather than having to buy a whole new system, which is what they're doing.
Yeah,
that housing should they should be able to offer you a new one that now offers an Ethernet, so you can plug right into.
Oh no, you got to buy the whole thing. You got to spend more money. Yeah,
fuck those fuckers.
Yeah. The thing about like what Nintendo does is all of their systems are so different. It seems so revolutionary when it comes out.
Yeah.
Like when the first Wii came out, it was impossible. It was like the PS5 now. You could not find one. It was a miracle if you got your hands on a Wii. And then the Wii, what was it called? Like the Wii U or something like that came out. It was the same thing. It was really good, but it was a little bit too similar and it didn't make a bunch of money. Then the Switch came out and you could play everywhere. And that was the big selling point. It was like, huge, huge difference until they have another system that comes out. That's a huge, huge difference. It's meh. Like it took me forever to find a Switch. I got one from some fucking dude on Marketplace that I think was stealing them. And I got it for really cheap and it was dope. But
Jesse Young guilty for receiving stolen property,
allegedly.
Stop signs and posting about it.
But
you'd have to be an idiot to do that.
But I don't know. I just don't think that it's whatever. I'm happy with my Switch. I don't play it as much as I play my PS5, and it's just like meh.
I like my Switch, and I agree. I wouldn't just rush out to buy another version of the same thing for like a minor upgrade.
I'm still waiting for like the PS5 exclusive games to get dropped.
Yeah.
That's the thing that's kind of disappointing right now. People still can't get a PS5.
Yeah.
But there's no games that were solely created for PS5 that have been
same with
released
the new
yet.
Xbox.
Do you think that's why?
Nothing like great.
It's just like meh.
Do you think that's why though? Because they're waiting for a certain amount of people to get a PS finally?
Dude,
I
tons of
don't know.
people
They're
bought
fucking
them.
up. Like, what the fuck are they doing? You should be able to go to a fucking Walmart right now and buy a PS5. What are you doing, Sony?
Yeah.
You're fucking up. I got my shit like 6 months ago.
Yeah, I've wanted to buy one, and I just like.
I've been playing my PS4 fucking Call of Duty Warzone this whole time on my PS5. I haven't played anything else.
Oh Jesus!
And I've been playing like the collections edition, like God of War and shit like that I've got. Also PS4 games, which are fantastic.
All that money and fucking waiting for that for nothing.
Yeah.
Hey, at least I got one. I could still sell it for like $900 if I wanted.
I'd love to get one or an Xbox, but again, like you said, you can't fucking buy them anywhere still. Almost a year later. It's fucking stupid.
October 8th, if you want to buy that beautiful thing.
You gonna buy one?
No.
Okay. So it's 3 no's.
3 no's.
So moving on to movies, I wanted to talk about a couple of record breakers this week.
Brought to you by Nintendo.
Wanted to talk about a couple of record breakers this week. First of all, The Tomorrow War starring Christopher Pratt. This movie is shown on Amazon Prime currently. I reviewed it. You can read about that on thefilmfreak.com
Give
this
us
week.
a up or down. Up. Thumbs up?
Yeah. And it's getting nothing but this from everybody else.
Okay.
From me, yes.
Yeah.
I wanted to see it. I wasn't sure. I haven't got to the review yet. So
I think there's just enough fun in it. It's a little long. I think there's just enough fun. And the science behind it is really cool. The creature design is beautiful. Definitely not a streaming property. It does not feel like at all.
Nice.
I watched the trailer and I was like, this is just like.
And I was the same way.
Yeah.
I was like, this looks horrible.
It looks like Edge of Tomorrow.
Yeah. And that's one of the 3 influences that I would pull from it. Probably a little bit of Edge of Tomorrow, little Independence Day, and a little bit of Interstellar to a
I feel
certain
like
degree.
Interstellar and Edge of
Those are 3
Tomorrow
good
are
movies,
both
though.
too recent for you to be pulling as influences, though. Then you just become off like as a carbon copy,
Derivative,
like piece
redundant.
of shit. And like, oh, we got Chris Pratt in it.
Yeah.
Chris Pratt's not a revolutionary actor. Let's
like
just
Chris
can we
Pratt.
put that out there? That's it's not the guy.
He's still
you want.
young. I
No.
like him. He's still got time.
No.
No, not
No.
a fan.
No, I'm a fan, but he's not. He's a fun actor. I don't want him to be the guy. He's never going to be the guy that I put into a movie that we're watching in 50 years and go, oh my God, you have to watch this movie from 2021. It's fantastic. It's amazing. It's a historical classic. Nobody's ever going to say that about a Chris Pratt movie.
So strangely enough,
That's rude.
My big.
I will be
true.
watching Jurassic World 20 years from now.
No, you won't.
Yes, I will.
Strange. Did you read the article this week where Independence Day did an intentional throwback to Jurassic Park in their
Good
movie?
for them, but no, I didn't.
That part where he says, oh God, he's in the ship with Will Smith and he goes like, we must fast or we must slow down or something like that. He says something.
Must go faster.
Must go faster. Yeah, that was a line from Jurassic Park and they did it purposefully. Yeah, to pay homage.
You'll be watching Jurassic Park in 50 years. You will not be watching Jurassic World.
I sure will.
So
I'll be the minority, but I will.
I bet you $1,000 right now you will not watch Jurassic World again after 20 years.
You realize I'm going to watch it just because I'm going to win $1,000.
I wouldn't make that bet with Ryan. Yeah,
he'll forget.
I would make that with make that bet with me because I won't watch it.
But there's one good scene in Jurassic World, and that's when the nanny gets eaten, and it's because it's so fucking brutal for no reason.
You guys don't like Jurassic World at all?
The last two have been really bad. Yeah.
The first one?
It's just meh.
They're both really bad.
They're awful. Yeah. They're awful people.
And I didn't like the third Jurassic. There's now been more bad to me Jurassic Park films than there's been good. I like the first two. Lost World's fun.
The first one is
crushing
a perfect. No, the first one is one of the all-time greatest films ever made.
10, yeah.
And the second one's like a 6, and it's like good. You can watch it.
I'd say 7, yeah.
But there's stupid shit like the girl doing gymnastics to fight a fucking velociraptor.
Yeah.
The third one is garbage.
Yeah.
And then Jurassic World story is just fucking dumb. They're trying to fucking militarize fucking. I don't know.
What was it called? Dark World was horrible.
It was dumb.
I didn't even tell us how you really feel.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, you can read about it on the filmfreak.com.
Lord.
Anyway, this show is ADD proof. Okay. So we're going to stay on this record. Tomorrow War, though, set the biggest stream of the year within 48 hours of its release. So it is the most streamed movie on any platform. Netflix, Amazon Prime. No, just for this year.
Oh,
Amazon Prime, Netflix, Hulu. But that's big, though. 48 hours. Netflix has some big films. I mean, just serial killer documentaries by themselves.
Hell yeah.
It's that Chris Pratt guy is a real revolutionary actor after all.
I mean, something's
setting world records over here.
Something's attaching itself to the heart of the audience here because they want to see this movie. So like I said, 48 hours, it's already been streamed the most this year.
Man.
Another record, the Fast 9 movie, which I was not too fond of, has crossed $500 million. This is the first movie to do this in the last 2 years.
They're giving it all to the family.
You know what I love? To be back in the movies. You know what I miss?
Can I ask you for a spoiler?
Popcorn,
Can I ask you for a
the
spoiler?
carpet, the boy at the urinal with his pants down too far to his ankles.
Can I have a spoiler,
The
please?
movies that play too loud, the movies that play too soft.
I need to know.
The wastebasket that never fits that popcorn dispenser.
I'm never gonna watch this movie.
Go ahead.
In the trailer, John Cena's on top of like a bus,
Yeah, this is great.
and a car goes flying at him, and the trailer makes it seem like he's gonna fucking catch it. Does he catch the fucking car?
He catches the
He catches the no, he doesn't.
Yeah.
He catches the car.
Yeah, he does.
Like with his hands.
I'm here to tell you, yes, he catches the car. Yes. But that's not even the silliest scene in that movie. Silliest scene, if you ever do see it, bless you. Just think of Window Break. And when you see it, you'll know what I mean. So anyway, this movie crossed
He caught a car.
Yes.
What kind of car? Like a Volkswagen Beetle?
The Rock caught that one car in Fast 5.
Why was he able to catch the car?
Why was he able to catch
Because
it?
he's like
He's a
got
fucking
superhuman.
You want me to explain a Fast and Furious movie?
Like, is it just he's a human and it just happens to be that he's strong enough to catch a car?
Yeah.
There's no super soldier serum or anything.
Yep.
That's fucking stupid.
You want me to explain a Fast and Furious movie to you? Okay.
The car didn't see him.
I'm telling you, man.
I'm the guy who gives it a 4 out of 10, and you want me to explain it to you?
I am going to show my daughter the first Fast and Furious movie when she's like 10.
Yeah, you can show her the first.
And I will show her the last Fast and Furious movie, whatever one they are on at that point.
Okay.
And just fucking freak her out. She'll be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That'll be the first time she's allowed to say what the fuck. She'll be 10 years old.
But I guess I have to swallow my pride and say that this is good for cinema because, you know, it does show that we are getting back to where we were, even if those stupid movies are the ones that are still selling the big box office numbers.
Please tell me Fast 9.
World astonishing.
No.
Fucking Fast 9.
Fast 9's going to save the movie theater.
Before.
Fast 9's going to save the movie theater?
Yeah.
No.
Yep. So
not Black Widow.
We got 2 more of those movies still to come.
God, no. Black Widow's not.
You're telling me Black Widow is going to be worse than Fast 9?
It might be.
Oh my God.
I would be very disappointed.
It might be.
I'm seeing it Thursday, so we'll find out.
I'll tell you this. Black Widow looks less fun than Fast 9. just based off of stupid entertainment. Black Widow looks fucking terrible.
What else are you viewing this week?
Black Widow and Till Death, which is a Megan Fox horror movie.
Yeah. Is that gonna be like Jennifer's Body?
That's gonna be terrible.
Yeah,
All right.
She had the pasties on Jennifer's body.
Yeah. So a couple more things I wanted to talk about. Trailer talk. 3 movies came out in the last week that I wanted to discuss with you guys. First of all, Halloween Kills. Did everybody see this trailer? Okay. So I wanted to go around the room here. Give me your thoughts here. What you like about it, what you don't like about it. Starting with Jesse Young.
I think it looks incredible. I think that it looks like it showed too much shit though. And I don't like that it's like getting into that spiritual realm away from realism and shit. I don't like that.
More of like the 4, 5, and 6 of Halloween.
I missed that.
And I know that there's
in
like
the trailer that made you feel that way. I didn't catch it.
They say something like he's like the embodiment of evil and that's what keeps him alive and like all that other shit. And like,
that's lame.
I get that there's a history of that in Halloween, but the first one was so grounded in realism and it was so good. I just wanted them to keep that. I don't want it to be like that he's some fucking demon or some type
What's
of
the point of removing those movies if you're just going to put it back in anyway?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like this was just, it was so good. The first one was so good.
The best scary movies are ones that feel real. Like it can actually happen.
Like I'm not worried.
I don't want to know why he's stalking the babysitter. I just want to see a guy killing a babysitter. That's
Well,
it.
and the thing is, they never explain it.
Thoughts and comments.
The thing that
You
pisses
got
me off is they're just like, he's the embodiment of evil.
Yeah.
Why? Why is he? We know that he killed his family. He killed his family. There's other kids that have killed their families. That shit's happened. Why is Michael the embodiment of evil to a point where he can't fucking die from bullets?
The people
or
who talk,
fire.
The people who talk in these movies are talking like they've lived through low battery. The people who've talked in these movies are talking about like they've lived through the previous 7 films, and those 7 films don't exist in this new continuity.
No.
So the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, and they got a little bit weird with it at the beginning, like when they went to go see him in the prison, those podcasters and like all the dogs are barking and all the people are freaking out and shit. But like, I could at least accept that because I was like, oh, he's like the badass that freaks all of them out or something like that. Like even the crazy people are afraid of him because he's so fucking out there. But like, I just don't want it to be like some spiritual, weird fucking thing that's not realistic. And they showed like 25 kills in the trailer, which I had a huge problem with.
So
Giving a firefighter scene was dope.
Giving my thoughts on the whole thing. Overall, I liked it. I enjoyed it. I'm not completely blown away with it yet. I'm kind of like you with my negative was it showed too much. That's always been my critique when it comes to Marvel trailers is that I don't like Marvel trailers because they show too much. I want to go into the movie surprised completely with every element and subplot. What I liked about it though was the continuation of the gritty style. This very much feels like a sequel to the first film. A lot of these Halloween movies visually look a lot different from one to the other.
Yeah.
This one, you can tell it's the same director. It's the same continuity. Everything in it feels enriched with that continuity.
Well, I do like that it picks up right on Halloween.
Just like Halloween 2, the original 1 and 2, it was the night after he came home.
Yeah.
Yes. So I enjoy that too. I love the gritty nature of it. I also love the little Easter eggs that they throw in. Obviously, Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, which is one that I will stick up for, near and dear to my heart.
That's your favorite one, isn't it?
It's not my favorite one, but it is growing to be my second favorite one. Yes. The original is still my favorite. But like, you know, I love those little Easter eggs. I love the way he gets out of it. I thought was really smart the way they did that. Because at the end of that first Halloween, the new one, I was kind of wondering, I'm like, that's a pretty case closed, you know, obviously, unless it's like supernatural and he floats out or something like that.
Gotcha.
But like, yeah. Oh, and that
Such
scene,
a good scene.
best scene of that movie. I agree completely. But yeah, I was seeing how they did this. I'm like, that's cool. I almost wish they didn't show that in the trailer. They just kind of kept you guessing like, well, he obviously gets out. How does he get out?
Yeah.
We're not going to show you. You have to go see the movie.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree on that. And am I psyched for it? Abso-fucking-lutely.
They gave everything away except for the ending.
Yeah. And I just love the weathered design of the mask. Like it keeps aging, like kind of like a real person's skin as the movie goes on. I also love the townspeople hunting him down. We got a piece of that in Halloween 4, but didn't really exploit it the way it should. I like that the town is finally fighting back. That's pretty cool.
He's going to fuck that town up.
Yeah. Ryan?
I think it looks dope. I think it looks dope.
I
can't talk. I never can. I don't over critique them like you guys do. I think it looks fun. I look forward to it. Michael Myers is probably my favorite of
this favorite killer. Nice
favorite horror movies.
He's my second.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I didn't catch the like spiritual thing that Jesse said. I got to go back and rewatch the trailer and kind of see that part. But look, if I can watch a horror movie, feel a little bit of like angst and scared, and watch them go around and terrorize people, I'm gonna be happy.
Yeah.
When's it gonna come out? Is it gonna be Halloween time?
Yeah, I think it's the week before Halloween.
Yeah,
is
that's
where they're
dope.
releasing it now.
I'm down for it. What makes a good and bad trailer to you guys? You guys say that they like show too much and stuff. What do you think is a good balance in catching an audience's interest and not overdoing it?
Ambiguity is always big to me. So like you see things, but you can't really put them together in context. So you're seeing a series of objects. May it be a mask, may it be a weapon. Somebody. I don't want to see somebody stabbing another person or any kind of brutality, because I feel like that's what you pay for. I want to pay the money to see that. That should be your meat and potatoes to any horror movie. If it's not the violence, then what is it? That's kind of what I said about Marvel movies in general. The big example that I show is Captain Marvel. That movie, that trailer gave away nearly everything to me. And by the time I saw the movie, I felt like I literally had nothing left. That blockbuster surprise would have been cool to see in theaters for the first time ever. Yeah. Like if I was watching it as I was watching the movie, I would have went, "Oh my God, that's Blockbuster, man." Yeah. But I saw it in the trailer, so it was ruined months before. So that's kind of fair. My context, especially with a horror movie. You can't give away the meat and potatoes.
Yeah, mine's the same way. I think that if you go into a trailer, you should be engaged in what it is, but you shouldn't know anything about the plot. Like you should know the very base level of what's going on in this film before you go and see it. And most trailers are not that way. But
I feel like they often like try and show you like a wow moment without enough context, because you want to know what led up to it or what goes after it.
Nolan knows how to cut trailers.
Infinity War was a great trailer because they put fake shit into the trailer to throw you off, and they showed you only things that were truly from the very first, maybe like 20 minutes of the movie, if that. I thought that was great.
Yeah,
because you knew nothing going into that movie.
Yeah, they got to do enough to pique your interest. Like you have to be able to be like, fuck, I want to see that.
Yeah,
but obviously not overdo it when they show like every action scene of the movie, and then you're like, well, what the fuck am I gonna go see? But honestly, if I enjoyed it, I'm probably gonna go see it anyway. So it's not gonna be enough to make me not go.
No,
but you're gonna have you're not gonna have that like cool moment or like that cool factor, excitement factor, because you already knew what was gonna happen.
Yeah, I think the worst case for a trailer that I've ever seen is Terminator Dark Fate. Yeah. I mean, literally everything was ruined about that movie.
That was a terrible trailer.
I can't tell you anything about it. Like they got called out for that. Like people got fired because that trailer was so
John
bad.
Is actually a Terminator.
Yeah.
And I want to see someone release a trailer for like a big action movie or whatever, where all the trailers is the villain dying and nothing else, and see if people still go see it. No context whatsoever.
I mean, a Fast 9 trailer.
Just the bad person dying, and that's absolutely it.
I'd probably like something like that though, just because I'm like, well, obviously that can't be the ending, because where do we go from there?
Right.
I want to talk about two other trailers real quick. Clifford the Big Red Dog. Did you guys see this one?
Yes. Oh my God. Yes.
Is it a live action? Is it animated?
Yes. Yeah, well, the dog is computer generated. And
it's not a real dog,
but people.
And yeah.
Well, no, I meant as an anime. It's like an
live action
animated
surroundings. Yeah.
Oh, fucking
and the dog is like 40 feet tall. Okay. Like
he's Clifford.
I know
the big red dog.
I know Clifford's the big red dog, but he's too fucking big.
Red dog.
He's way too fucking big, and the dog looks so evil. Like he's that evil shade of red, like that Radiohead album cover red. Like does not look good at all on screen. Doesn't show up well. The way he interacts, you can tell it's so hokey and phony.
Was Clifford that popular that they're making a new movie?
Apparently so, because apparently so, because every time I'm on Facebook, everybody shares this trailer, and I'm like, damn, you guys were like 13 when this show came out.
I haven't heard Clifford the Big Red Dog till now in the last like 20 years. The book was cool as a kid. Is that even a thing anymore? Is
Clifford
there a show
had
still?
a dope animated cartoon whenever I was younger. When Annie was little and was watching that shit, it was pretty good.
See, he's the guy.
Yeah.
See?
Clifford was cool.
I'm not going to see the movie. The movie looks like shit, but
as a
the
kid,
animated
was
cartoon
cool.
was actually pretty good for kids.
Yeah, I watched it. I had the book. I thought the show was
Clifford,
decent.
you had Phoebe, you had the little dog that was yellow. He was like a pussy. I don't remember what his name was.
Sometimes
he was scared of everything though.
Yeah.
Phil or some shit like that. I don't fucking remember.
Sounds about right.
The way to do this movie, though, R-rated, Clifford's humping humans, all kinds of shit.
Like Clifford the horror dog.
Yeah,
like eats the kids.
Yeah,
the red rocket from the giant red dog. It's a skyscraper.
Like,
oh my God.
Clifford and Mary Kay.
Dude, can you imagine when that dog shits in the house, man? How big that damn dog is?
Run, Emily Elizabeth. He's trying to fuck you.
And that's
Just
why
gone bestiality.
that's why I brought it up. Last one is Don't Breathe 2. Did you guys ever see the first Don't Breathe?
No, because I saw a spoiler of what ends, and I did not want to see that.
Oh wow, the first one's really good.
What is it?
So Don't Breathe, just a quick synopsis. Basically, these young adults break into this guy's house in the middle of the night. He's a blind man, so they figure they can take advantage of it and all that. He turns the tables on them. He ends up outsmarting them every step of the way. He's a dangerous bastard. He's basically John Wick who's blind.
Is this
pretty much
the same guy that did Us and those movies?
No.
Oh, okay.
I can see the visual coherence though. But yeah, so this movie, what's interesting about it is it's a sequel reimagining, which we don't get a lot of often. We kind of had it with The Strangers, Pray at Night.
Love The Strangers.
Strangers is scary.
So like, but The Strangers Pray at Night, like it exists in the same world, but it's not a direct sequel to the first movie. Obviously, like many years have passed. These are different killers as a whole. It's just a complete reimagining, though.
Is it the same guy?
So that's of what this movie?
New one?
Yes, it is the same guy, but it's strange about this because tonally it feels a lot different. He's actually the good guy in this movie. Now I know you can argue that from the first film because they broke into his house technically. Like you can say, well, I hope he kills these kids because yeah, I would have done the same thing. But by the end of the movie, you know he's a villain. You understand that.
Oh, that John Wick movie. Is it a ripoff of that?
No, it's not a John Wick movie at all.
But that John Wick movie where the kids break into his house and kill him. Is that what we're talking about?
The first,
they don't kill John Wick.
We're talking.
Well, they try and kill him.
There's 3 movies of John Wick. He didn't die in any of them.
Not John Wick, the Keanu Reeves movie. I'm not thinking John Wick. You know what movie I'm talking about with Keanu Reeves, where the kids break in, try and murder him, and then they like bury him in his yard with a cell phone?
Knock.
Is that like this?
I know what you're talking about. No.
Okay.
No.
You ever see that movie?
Oh my God, you saw Knock?
Yeah.
Holy shit, we got to talk later. It was just pizza. It was free pizza.
I'm lost.
Keanu Reeves turns into Iago from Aladdin. It was free pizza.
It's fantastic.
But anyway, yeah. So he turns out to be the good guy in this movie. It looks like he has a daughter in it. Because he's protecting her from this other group that's breaking into his house, and basically you're seeing it from his point of view. Okay. In the first movie, we're seeing it from the robber's point of view. So they're kind of framed as our protagonists. In this one, it feels like him completely. So it's different for sure.
Are you looking forward to it?
Yeah.
Or your take on the first one?
I loved the first one.
Score
8 out of 10. I think I gave it. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. Dude,
check it out.
I'm wondering how much of that ending you know.
Have you ever actually seen that guy in another movie?
Stephen Lang
in The Monkey's Paw.
Mm-mm.
He's in it with Corbin Bleu, and
Corbin Bleu.
Yep.
The High School Musical.
It's not bad. It's not a bad little rendition. We always watch it in school after we read the original story.
Stephen Lang and Corbin Bleu.
It's a modern interpretation of The Monkey's Paw.
I know that fable. Yeah, I've heard of that before.
Yeah, it's fun. It's not good, but it's fun.
Okay.
Okay, so high hopes, or
I like
potential high hopes for this second one.
The first one's very gritty, it's very violent, and it's very unapologetic. So you talked.
Is the cover of the first one like a woman's face, like to the side or something?
Yes. Oh, I'm trying
like
to
what's the
remember
main
it.
character?
It's the main girl.
Okay.
Jane. It's the girl from Evil Dead.
I've seen the cover of it or whatever. I just never watched it.
Yeah. So it's good. I recommend it. This one looks promising. It visually, I don't know. It's not the color choice that I would go for. Everything looks like it's in blue for some reason. It doesn't.
First one was kind of like that too, wasn't it?
Well, it's kind of.
Trailer looked like it was like that fluorescent lighting the whole time.
Some scenes were, yeah. I guess that's true. But I'll give it a chance. It's coming out here another month, which is kind of scary. August isn't the best time for movies, but yeah. I'll give it a shot. We'll see what happens. One more thing I wanted to bring up. Richard Donner, the director, passed away this week. He was 91 years old. Now, for those of you who think you don't know Richard Donner, you actually do, because we're talking films like Superman, The Goonies, and Lethal Weapon. Now, this man, what I admire about his filmography is that, as you heard there, just an eclectic offering of genres and different projects. This man never stuck to just one respective kind of film. And I think all directors should do that. The best kind really do. Donner very much attached himself to everything, whether it was a gritty crime drama, best friend film like The Goonies that we recently just rewatched at the drive-in. And, then you got horror films like The Omen that he did too. The original Omen?
The original Omen?
Yep.
That's a fucked up movie.
So Yeah, Richard Donner is definitely he has earned his own star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and he'll be missed for sure. Hasn't released a film. I think his last film was in the mid 90s. Off the top of my head, I can't remember what it was right now. But when you have legendary names like Lethal Weapon, as I previously mentioned, you know, he could pretty much rest on just those 4 films alone.
Yeah. Free Willy, Radio Flyer. Was
Free Willy, really? See, there you go, though. Eclectic offerings.
Terrible.
Did you also know that he did a Goonies 2?
No.
Was it the same people?
Hey, you guys again. That's what it's called.
No, it's not.
Was that in development?
It's Goonies 2. Hey, you guys
Goonies
again.
2. Hey, you guys
What a
again.
horrible
hey, again,
title.
Hey, again, you guys.
What a horrible title.
Hey, again, you guys.
I didn't know there was a second one.
I think it's probably in development. Like they never got it off the ground.
Let's see. Film. Corey Feldman.
Unless it's like a documentary or something.
I don't know. But yeah, he has done a lot of stuff. I just pulled it out really quick because I was curious if I knew any of
What do you
his
think is
things.
his best movie out of all of those? Because The Omen is good.
Yeah.
It's all for you,
Free Willy.
Damien. It's all for you.
Did the original Superman. I like the original Superman.
It says plot undisclosed, a follow-up to the 1980 film The Goonies.
Yeah, it never happened.
I'd probably go Lethal Weapon, to be honest.
His best film?
Yeah.
You like that
Dude.
more than The Goonies?
Yeah.
I fucking
You
love
are
Lethal Weapon. I have
disrespectful.
watched it
The first
time.
The first one's great.
We're on we just
So
finished the
good.
third one. They're so good.
But better than The Goonies?
Dude,
That's rude.
Lethal Weapon might be a better series than Die Hard.
Wow.
I agree.
I don't think that it's better than Die
yeah.
Hard 1 at any point.
I agree with that.
But
Die,
as a
Die Hard's the
series,
best movie,
yeah.
but yeah, I agree.
I highly doubted you when you said that, but it is growing on me.
No, it's good. I agree with that.
Because Die Hard 1 and 2 are good. 1 is great. 2 is good.
3 is in.
Then you're like,
Yeah.
you're
4
getting
and
blown
5
out of
are
fucking
awful.
water tubes and shit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
5
Oh, Lethal Weapon is really good all around.
Yeah.
That's fair.
We need to just do an episode one day where we just talk about our top 10 favorite movies and why we love them.
Oh man.
I mean, we do that pretty much all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we should just
randomly.
make a serious list.
All right.
Top 10 movies of all time.
Yeesh.
Really think it out and talk about it.
I got to go back to it again. I actually, one just popped into my top 10 that I saw a couple of years ago, and I watched it again recently. I'm like, God, I love this fucking film.
What was
It's
it?
one of my favorite movies. It's
Barbed
called
Wire?
The Last Black Man in San Francisco.
That's a good movie.
Never even heard of it.
Well, I shouldn't say it's a good movie. It's rated good. I haven't had a chance to see it yet. I've been trying to find it.
When I saw it a couple years ago, I gave it a 9 out of 10. Now I have to say it's a 10 out of 10.
When is it from? Who's in it? What is it?
It's an A24 film, and it's about gentrification taking over San Francisco pretty much.
A24 does no wrong.
Yeah. I mean, and this is one of their best
This
films.
is your top 10?
I think now it's getting up there for sure. It's definitely top 20.
Pretty Young Woman was in Target the other day. I almost bought it. I'm going to wait for it to go to the exchange so I can get it there. Cheap.
Pretty
Promising Young Woman?
Promising Young Woman.
promising.
I was like, are
Yeah.
you mixing like Pretty Woman and
Pretty Woman and Pretty Young
Girl?
Woman.
Now that's a movie I want to watch.
Wait, Promising Young Woman was at Walmart?
Is at Target.
I gotta
that's
buy
so
that
good.
actually. Yeah, now that you bring that up.
I do want to own that one.
So that's it for Hollywood Report, though.
That's it?
Yep.
That's it for the show.
Anything else? You guys, it wasn't 3 hours today.
Bye, guys.
What's this week? So next week, we might be back next week. We might not.
Oh, God.
Just watch the show.
Are we Bigfoot hunting
and
soon?
we'll catch you. I mean, we might be hunting Bigfoot. So
I want to go.
stick around.
Chris never answered. Are you down?
I don't believe in that shit, but I'll go
I'm
with you
gonna
guys.
put it on the show so that it feels like we have to do it. I got a friend who's got an uncle who lives next to a national wildlife preserve who believes that he has a Bigfoot that has been in his home. I've heard recordings of things that I can't explain, and apparently this is a
This isn't a wife joke, is it? He's not.
No.
Is he married?
I think he has a wife there, but
as long as we can lure him in with
My friend
McDonald's
is not-
cheeseburgers, then I'm okay with
my
us
friend
going
is
hunting.
not a believer in this shit, and she said that she has gone over there and seen a lawnmower smashed to shit. His doors have been ripped off of the hinges.
That's got to be a Bigfoot.
There's all types of stuff that he has not been able to explain that has happened there. So we are down to go. And Peninsula, Ohio is one of the largest amounts of sightings for Bigfoot in America, only second to the Pacific Northwest.
Helltown,
So,
baby.
Is his name Harry?
I don't know what his fucking name is. We'll ask him when we find him.
All right, guys.
But we're going to solve the Bigfoot mystery, baby. Coming
Make
soon.
Sure you're subscribed so you don't miss Harry and the Hendersons. Go Made to Motivate.
Go Suns.
Thanks for tuning in, y'all. That is Made to Motivate podcast. Make sure you tune into the show every week. Like, share, subscribe, hit the bell on YouTube so you know when the new videos launch. And check out our pages individually if you can. We appreciate the support. At Jesse Young SI on Twitter, Chris the Film Freak Kessinger. Check out the Film Freak Review page on Facebook. And I am Ryan Weiss. You can check out rockeverywhereinc.etsy.com to follow my art and apparel page. We appreciate the support. And of course, at Made to Motivate Podcast on all social media sites. Thanks again, and we'll check you next week.